Hello, 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 everybody. Hi. Let's see. Bloody index. Just have your PNG index, because it likes to freak out on us. The model. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, Melody. Welcome, Ellie Mega. I never actually really read your name, Ellie Mega. I thought it was like Ellie Mage at first, but it's Ellie Mega 00. Welcome. Welcome, Melody. Welcome. What? Oh, shit. Hold up. Now she's... Okay. Desktop audio is now on. Sorry about that.
No.
Welcome, Melody. Welcome, Ellie Mega.
That penguin, bro.
Welcome,
Why
Kitten
you
Shop.
do me like this?
Hold on. Welcome, Peaky Juice. Welcome. Good to see you, friend. A new penguin friend. Penguin VTuber. Go check him out. Welcome, Index. And yeah, welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? What were you saying, Index? I had you muted by accident. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I see how it is.
No, I had the desktop muted.
I see how it is.
I had the desktop muted. I forgot to unmute it. Oh my god.
That's all.
Melody's gonna go back to being quiet. Okay, Melody. Whatever floats your boat.
Oh no, I was saying the juice that penguins can freeze.
They can freeze? What?
Yeah, penguins can freeze. Why do you think so? Emperor penguins in the Arctic Circle, you know how they make those little like giant like circular things? It's because they're huddling together for warmth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot about penguins. Why? Because I just like
because you met me and you're like, I need to know everything about this guy. I need to know the ins and outs, all of his strengths and weaknesses, I can take advantage of them. That's why you studied me. That's why you're studying your prey. Don't even lie. Index.
I'm a seal in disguise.
You told me you were a seal, and I'm like, okay.
I'm a seal. I'm a seal your fate.
I'm gonna have you walk into a club with me.
Are we going to Club Penguin?
I'm gonna take you to the club.
Can I admit right now that I've actually never played Club Penguin?
I think you already did before, I think.
Yeah. My sister was into it. I'm just like, it's penguin.
We have penguin snuggle buddies, that's what I hear. Yeah. We're very affectionate creatures. Very loving and affectionate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Correct. Ellie Mega. Hazard a guess what year I was born. 2000?
Omega?
I'm guessing from the double O's.
From the double O? Are you gonna hazard a guess of 2000? Or could it be that they were born in 1999, but they wished they were a millennial baby?
Oh dear, an apocalypse baby? Correct. 2000, you mean? Or 99?
I think because of the delay, it would be 2000.
Hey, Mist! Good to see you, man. Hey, check it out. I'm 3D now. I have become a waifu. I have boobas now.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
Fucking hot as fuck now.
You're so pretty.
Would you fuck me?
I would fuck you.
I'd fuck me.
I would.
I'd fuck me hard.
I'm not even into girls.
You're not?
No. I'm not. Kondo, you've stolen the chat! No! He sat on the mouse. He sat on the mouse and...
Kitten just redeemed the Yamete Kurosai. That's funny. That was good timing, Kitten. Don't worry, Emperor. My model has a sword and I stab the seals. You can be my captain of the guard or whatever they call it. Yeah, you can be. Yeah, I'll nominate you for that position if you want it.
He sat on my mouse and sat on it just right that he like picked up the chat and started moving the chat to the opposite screen.
Oh, that little rascal kitty cat you got there.
I might as well name him
Little rascal.
Little Rascal.
Yeah, I'm 3D Mist. Didn't expect that now, did you? Didn't expect the boobas, did you?
What's the name of that one kid from Home Alone? Give me a kiss.
I don't remember.
Your name should be Okita Soju. Not
Given the
not
quote,
Kondo.
is that real penguin skin? What? What quote?
Is that real penguin skin? Oh, the jacket, is that a real penguin skin? Did you just like see the Ice Emperor penguin? Did you just see the Ice Emperor penguin and just like skin him alive and then
No.
wear skins?
No. The Ice Emperor made this jacket for me. It's enchanted clothing. Fabric.
So you don't die.
It's got the protection aura of ice.
I see. So
I need
it keeps
to
me warm.
I need to make a background story for Penguinata too. I've been thinking about it. I think I have a pretty good idea for it. I need to type that shit up. Gotta be honest and not expect the booba. Well, gotta be prepared, Mist.
You gotta be prepared for the booba.
You gotta always be prepared for the booba.
Wait, show the other one too, because you have two.
Oh yes,
you have the one without the hood on.
Yes. Let's look at the other one I have. I also have without the hood.
Kevin? Oh, okay.
Tell me I'm pretty.
You are pretty.
Tell me I'm pretty, or I swear I'm gonna go cry in the corner and eat ice cream all night.
You are pretty.
Aw,
pretty
damn.
silly. Don't!
Sorry, I had to... Oh, something got in my... my throat.
No! Nothing got in your throat.
Hold on, I gotta get it out.
If you keep doing it, something is gonna get caught in your throat. It's gonna be my dick.
What? Wait.
Stop doing that!
Wait.
You know you're doing it on purpose.
Wait, hold up. You have a member?
I will grow one specifically just for this instant. Yes.
I'm disappointed in you, Index. You never told me.
I know, and it's bigger than yours.
You know that's impossible. Don't even... Okay, don't get ahead of yourself now, Index. Jeez. God.
Why, when I'm drinking water, do you have to say that?
Oh, you're the one talking about pee-pees all of a sudden?
You happy if we give him fish? Yes, I love fish, especially if it's penguin.
I'm not fish. I eat fish, you silly goose.
Yum, yum, yum.
Hey, Fumble, welcome. Could you shout out Fumble, too?
Yep.
He's good penguin.
I do my job.
I ate an entire 3/5 of ice cream today. Well, be proud of yourself, Melody. Be proud. Every tub of ice cream is a personal tub of ice cream. If you try hard enough and believe in yourself. Just like pizzas.
Yeah. Actually, I fully believe that.
Home Alone kid is Kevin, I think? Yes, I believe it's Kevin. Everyone has a dick that's shaped like every Tetris piece at once. Thumbs up. What?
I'm so confused.
Oh yeah, we got Fumble and Juiced. We got two penguins in the chat. Everybody show love for Juiced and Fumble.
Technically, you're in the chat too, so that is not three penguins.
I'm the broadcaster.
Oh, I see.
I'm the heckin' broadcaster, yo.
You're the heckin' broadcaster.
Heckin' broadcaster. It's a quote.
So much love for penguins.
Never heard that quote. Not gonna lie. You said something along the lines of, "Would you fuck me?" Which I took as a reference to Silence of the Lambs. Excellent, Ellie Mega.
Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
It is.
Ellie Mega, fantastic. You. Hold on a sec.
You've solved my riddle.
Applause for Ellie.
penguin in culinary school.
Excellent.
I make you guys the best fish. You're a penguin in culinary school.
Oh my goodness! Please,
Nice.
yes, make us fish. Make us some fish and chips, some baked salmon, some
I
all
really
the sushi.
I really like tilapia that's like been tempera'd, and I like putting eel sauce on it. That's yummy.
We gotta spin the wheel a couple times now, so hold on a sec. Let me see. Where's the... Here we go. Alright, folks.
Your challenge thing isn't showing up.
It's not?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Alright. First spin for Melody, or Melody gets 2 spins, I believe.
Yeah, just put it behind me, it's fine. Or put it in front of me.
Okay. Hey, Melody. I love you. So, okay, let's do a second one. Alright, pick a Steam code. Excellent, excellent. Alright, Melody, DM me which one you want. You know the drill. And now we get a spin for Fumble. See what good old Fumble gets. Ooh, cursed Ara. Congratulations.
Do me too.
There you go, Fumble. Thanks, man.
I want to spin too.
Alright. Spin for Index. Spindex.
Spin to Windex.
Index. Congratulations. You get a Steam code.
Yay!
You better fucking use it, I swear.
I want BioShock.
Oh, right. Okay. DM me that.
I finally did it.
You did. Legitimately, you got BioShock.
I did it.
Congratulations, Index. She now has a copy of BioShock.
Yay!
DM me so I remember to send you the code.
It's because I actually remember what's on your list.
Yeah.
Because I've looked through it like 15 times.
Yeah, I have a massive list of Steam codes to give away from buying Humble Bundles for fucking years. So yeah, I give them away on the Spin the Wheel prize. One of 5 prizes you can get is to pick the Steam code. And yeah, so the more times you enter, the more chances you have to win. Let's see. The murder in the movie wears the skin of the women they murdered, so when you make that reference, I type the question asking... Oh, okay. Yeah. Silence of the Lambs is one of the best movies ever made. So yeah, I love the shit out of it. Give me some time to get points and I'll gamble. I mean spin. Spin to win, my friend.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense now.
What?
Okay.
Well, because...
Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I didn't even think it would... Because, yeah... No. Silence of the Lambs was good, though.
Silence of the heckin' that. Yeah, it's one of the best movies ever made. Easily. I said one of, not the best.
Okay.
Let's see. Points.
It's like in the top 100, you know?
Well, easily.
Oh. I'll put it actually in the top 50.
And we now have a new community challenge available for everybody. Go ahead and give it a look-see. Sorry, I forgot to hit start.
Goodbye, money.
I forgot to hit
Goodbye,
start.
all of my points. Goodbye, all of my points.
Yes. We have... Index was really nice and made some body pillow art. So, it's little naked, if you know what I mean. And I figured we'd make it a challenge community goal.
I need to do a censored version.
Yeah. If we don't meet the goal, all you get is a censored version, unfortunately.
But I was thinking of actually doing a secondary pose for the censored version, so it was more like a real body pillow.
Yeah, like a front and back.
Because it's like, yeah.
I'm not into butt as much as booba though.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep it front, but I was just you know how it looks. I was just gonna change her position.
Right. Give me
I
some
was
information. So I
thinking.
need to spin. Yep. You can also people that sub, gift a sub, donate $5 or more, or 500 or more bits, also get to spin the wheel. So that's also an
Mhm.
option, not required, but you know, just hang out. Anybody who redeems first also gets to spin the wheel. So that's why Melody got 2 spins today. But yeah, you guys are more than welcome to participate in that. Thank you. What else? Is there anything I'm forgetting? Oh yes, I got the schedule up above. I'm gonna start doing that from now on. Keep the schedule up here, so that all y'all can see when I'm gonna be around. So y'all can't say, "Oh, I didn't know you were gonna stream." Well, now you got it up there. It's also on my Twitter and in my Discord. So knock yourselves out if you want to look at that.
Okay, let me just knock myself out really quick.
She just slams her fucking face on the fucking monitor. Bam!
Oh, that reminds me of like there's like this scary movie that I watched where something like that happened. It was like basically like this cam girl.
Yes, I've seen it. Cam, or
Yeah.
I think it's just called Cam. Or
Okay. Yeah. But you know where she's like hitting her face on. It was
yes.
that was pretty
hitting
like.
She hit her face on the table, I believe, out of like a dare.
No shit, like to get the fake one so that the fake one was glitching out.
Yeah. That was a weird movie.
It was a really weird movie. Can't remember why I watched it. I was just bored, I think. Sometimes I watch shitty horror films because I'm bored.
Oh, I do too, all the time. Today I made duck liver terrine. Jesus. Duck liver terrine? That sounds... I don't know what terrine means, but that sounds really
so they
fucking
had
fancy.
foie gras. So they... Did you have foie gras, or was it just duck liver?
Foie gras?
Foie gras.
I've never heard of that either.
It means, in French, it means a large liver. I only know because, like, I've never had it, but I have, like, a aunt who really likes it. But there's controversy going around because so it's actually illegal in a lot of countries to actually, like, have foie gras and, like, manufacture and make it.
Shit.
Yeah. Back, Twitch died. Oh no, Joss!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no. I hate it when Twitch does that. It do be like that sometimes, huh? Missed anything? I don't think so. We're just chatting. We have a new community goal. If people want to contribute to that, I picked one. I will whisper to you. Also, the other Steam game, I think I forgot, send it in Discord. Just send them both to me in Discord. Whichever one you want. It's easier to check Discord than fucking Twitch whispers. Call me Pinky.
Pinky!
Okay, Pinky. For sure.
Pinky, did you have foie gras or was it just duck liver?
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
Oh my god! Cat, what the fuck?
Think it's time to kick cats out of your room?
No, he just fell, and I'm glad. He's okay. He's fine. He actually fell, and he like fell onto the computer because it's dark, and so where he's at, and they misjudged it, and he fell over it. It was so rough.
I don't have your DMs anymore? What are you talking about, Melody?
That's weird. Hey. You should just be able to search for Penguin, and you should just be able to send one to Penguin. Go in your home. Thank you. Get in your house. Stay. I will give you treats if you stay in your little home tonight. How does that sound? Nope.
Cat. Yeah, cat. Yeah, for those who are new here, Index's cat just
he does his own thing, man.
he likes to interrupt the stream a lot.
I'm so sorry. And I can't put him anywhere because my sister's cats don't like him, and her dog was just bite him, so I can't put him anywhere except keep him in my room.
Do you have a pet cage?
I do, but it's small, and I feel so bad for him if he's in there
Aww.
for 4 hours.
Aww. We'll just keep him right next to you.
I tried to. That's why he's in his little house.
He's got a
That's
little
why.
house.
Yeah, he has a little house. I'm gonna flip his octopus so that it's on the anger side.
Aww.
Because he's mad that he's in there. But I
Oh
gave him
goodness.
treats.
7K already. You're already almost a third of the way done. That's why I made it 30K this time. Y'all will go ape shit. Nothing motivates more than lewd art, does it?
more than lewd art.
Pretty much. Besides money, I guess. Money and sex are like the two biggest motivators on the planet.
It's true.
Pretty much. But yeah, we're starting chapter 8 of Higurashi tonight. It's gonna be the final chapter. Also, it's supposed to be the longest chapter, so
Yay!
buckle in for a long fucking ride, guys. I don't know how to find Pingu in Discord. I don't know what you're doing, Melody. Just search the name.
Yeah.
Google is your friend if you need help learning how to search for names in Discord. But, yeah. Where did we leave? Last chapter, we solved a lot of problems. We saved Satoko from her terrible uncle, the legal way this time, without murder.
Yeah!
Yeah,
we
we
didn't have
did
to
it.
kill anyone!
Yeah, nobody had to die to save Satoko. What else? Everybody resolved a lot of their problems. Rena... I did search, can't find him. I don't know. I haven't blocked you or anything, Melody. You should be there.
I know there's a glitch that sometimes you just unfriend people for no apparent reason.
Well, that's not friend. Like, I didn't block her.
That's weird.
Like, I could look you up right now. You're in there. Let's see. I just sent you a message. So it should pop up. Anyway. Anyway. Satoko was
Me
saved.
and Peg would have never been friends. Ow!
I mean... I don't add everybody on the Discord all the time.
I think I'm the only one that does that. It's because
it's nothing personal. That's just like I don't add everybody as a friend on Discord all the time.
Well, I think I did for like because like if you weren't my friend, you could speak to me.
Yeah. So we saved Satoko. Shion was tempted to go murder, but we convinced her not to. So Shion's being good now. The fucking whole village stopped being stupid and hating Satoko for no reason. We got the village united to save her. And we found out that Rika is a time traveler. She reverts time every time she gets killed, and she's been getting killed because of Takano and her stupid group of her elite Secret Service group.
I hate the way you said that. You said it to rub it in.
What? What?
What?
What's
You
wrong,
said
Index?
it like that.
What's
no,
wrong?
You know what you're doing.
What's wrong? Are you upset that it's not Akasaka?
I lose one bet.
That was
one time.
Why you put all your eggs in that one basket that had holes in it? Lots of holes in the basket.
I'm so angry with you.
You goofed.
Togaberry.
You goofed. You just gotta admit that you goofed.
I did goof.
You picked a random character with no motivation whatsoever to be the bad guy.
Because I felt like it.
Akasaka. Yep, Akasaka. I forgot how to do all that all the time. Oh, yeah, I forget to do that too. Sent the games up to you now? Okay. Alright, Melody, I'll get to you after stream. But yeah, we found out Takano actually didn't die. She faked her death. She killed Tomitake. And she has her elite Secret Service guards, the Mountain Dogs, killing everybody for her. And she
magic killed my beautiful boy.
Kuma-chan. Oishi died. Everybody, she ended up killing all the main cast.
I'm so mad about Kuma-chan. Kuma-chan deserved better.
What is it with you and like minor characters that don't have much importance in the story?
Kuma-chan is just so nice.
Kuma-chan and Akasaka, you just cling to them.
In my defense, we have to watch the anime now.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them? That's a lot of episodes.
All of them.
It's like 100+ episodes, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think each one's like 50.
We'll do it for a community day.
Alright, fine.
Community night.
Fine. I'll probably fall asleep in chat here, so if I suddenly disappear, I fall asleep. It's all good, Pinky. It's all good, Pinky. If you need rest, please do not stay awake.
I'm probably gonna fall asleep too, so don't even worry about it.
I'm gonna have to yell at Index to wake up, so it's all good. Yeah. I'm gonna see if my model can work while we play Higurashi. If it doesn't make my computer explode, hopefully. So
that'd be no. Try it.
Yeah. If it doesn't work out, I'll just go back to PNG. But yeah, we'll try it. Hold on.
I want to see if it does.
So yeah, we're gonna start up now, and we're gonna see how all this shit goes down. Let me see.
I mean, definitely we aren't gonna use mine that's like made by Satan. So.
Oh, whoops. Let's not do that. Let's do. Damn, I have too many fucking things on here. I need to organize my flippin' Streamlabs. Okay, here I am. And Higurashi, let's get that going. Chapter 8. I'm gonna have to turn this shit down though. Fuck, I should have done that already. Okay, it's gonna be kind of loud, sorry. English. Menu. Settings. Voice volume, turn it all the way down. Music volume, turn it way down. Sound effects, way down. Full screen. I think that's good. Yes. Disable the opening. There we go. It's going. Thank God. Okay, thank you for the like melody, and now we're going to begin. And now we gotta share the fucking screen with Index. I didn't forget. I
didn't have to remind you this time. I'm very proud of you. I also lied because I actually forgot this time. I love the sound of the Higurashi.
Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi. Let me see. Make sure that the sound is capturing. Yeah, everything's capturing. Good. Okay. Matsuribayashi, at least let it end with a blissful dream. Festival accompanying chapter. The riddle you have been entrusted with solving now finally becomes unraveled. What must be done to stop the chain, and what will happen in the ultimate end? It's a showdown between the conclusion you reached and the one I reached. There is no difficulty. You should understand that now. Okay. Damn it, baby noise.
I don't like that.
I don't either. Everyone is entitled to happiness. The difficult part is accepting that. Everyone is entitled to happiness. The difficult part is fulfilling that. I, too, am entitled to happiness. The difficult part is working out a compromise. Frederica Berkenstill. Bleh. This is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons or organizations is entirely coincidental.
Don't you love disclaimers in the morning?
Oh, yeah. The study was filled with piles of books and papers. In that study, there was a full-figured old man writing something at his desk in utmost concentration. There was also a little girl sorting out papers on the carpet. She almost looked as though she was playing with them. But the serious expression she was wearing made it clear that she wasn't. Miyoko? I have no idea who this is.
Grandpa! It's obviously a girl. Miyoko is a female name.
Seems like it.
Well, most female names in Japanese have different ending vowels than male names.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Grandpa, I'm done sorting them out.
Thank you. At least it's a grandpa, right? Ifumi, that's a male name, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. What happened?
Look, there's a lot of people with the same symptoms.
I just don't know how old she is, so she gets to be a baby.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
It's way higher than the national average.
That's exactly what I expected. There's an intriguing treatise over here, too. Treatise? What? It discusses psychosurgery and civilization. It also predicts the existence of parasites that inhabit the frontal lobe.
Different world is what causes emotions.
That's right. Emotions aren't created by the heart. They're just the side effects of the chemicals secreted by the organ known as the brain. If parasites capable of acting on that organ did exist and spread to create a colony, then that colony's thoughts would be unified.
So, are parasites the cause of the spread of ideology? When ideologies clash, is that because different parasites are competing to expand their habitat?
That, or to expand religion, to expand national borders, or to expand a race. It's hypothesized that our differing cultural communities and their conflict are the result of parasites influencing human thoughts. Really? You don't say. There are people in other countries... Wait, no, sorry, my bad. That's you.
There are people in other countries who think the same as you, Grandpa.
Of course there are. There are countless parasites on this earth, and it's well known that some coexist with their hosts and some control their hosts. We've also discovered plenty of parasites that infect humans.
Oh yeah, like warriors.
Yet despite that, we adamantly deny the possibility that parasites could infect humans and control their hosts. Even the hypothesis of such a thing.
Why do you think that is? Humans aren't special in any way.
Because that hypothesis would also mean changing our view to see the spread of ideologies from the perspective of epidemiology. If conflicts in ideology can be resolved through debate, then they're peaceful. But if those conflicts occur epidemically, they become frightening.
If one were to test bad thoughts as the spread of culture, treat bad thoughts as the spread of... or the spread of culture as an epidemic?
Think about the Black Plague in Europe during the Middle Ages. A vile infectious disease spread. They forced infected people into hospitals and didn't release them until they completely recovered. Some even died in those hospitals. They burned their corpses. They confiscated and burned everything those patients touched for fear the plague infected it. They even suspected the families of infection and forced them into hospitals.
So they hospitalize healthy people over individual ideas?
Replace an idea with a disease. The rest is the same. Patients won't be released until they completely recover. People burn everything that may have been touched by that patient. They force the patient's family to go to the hospital.
People are free to think what they will, right? Thoughts aren't pests.
If an idea was created by parasites, it would be exactly the same as a plague. In other words, an idea is like an incurable epidemic.
So you mean anyone with different idea is treated like they have a disease?
That's right. If we bring this to its logical conclusion, parasites could be responsible for mass murders of people belonging to different races or religions. But this can't be seen as justifying genocide. Therefore, talking about parasites and brains has been taboo since the war.
What does taboo mean?
It means something people shouldn't get involved with. That's why nobody researches these things. Nobody even remembers anything about parasites that live in the brain. They assume that parasites which control humans simply don't exist.
That's almost funny. How could you prove something doesn't exist? This is impossible.
Exactly. Proving that the devil exists is easy. You just have to show him to someone. But you can't prove he doesn't exist. You can't show somebody something that doesn't exist.
It's almost as if the parasites within the brain are controlling people that they can keep their own existence a secret.
Me and my grandmother shared a happy laugh together. They're talking about this morbid shit, and they're just like, ha ha ha. Humans are simply another animal in this natural world. We might be at the top of the food chain, but it's foolish to think that we are superior to others. Humans can be controlled by parasites. Just because the existence of such parasites hasn't been proven, doesn't mean they don't exist. They exist. I know they do.
That's happened before in the scientific world, right?
That's right. Not all scientists are recognized for their work while they're alive. There were many who were ridiculed and couldn't prove that their theories to be true.
But, Grandpa, I hope your theory will be recognized before you die. Otherwise, that would be sad. Ow! Ow!
Don't worry. God doesn't ignore people who work hard. Hard work always pays off in the end.
But when would that happen?
Nobody knows when God is going to descend from heaven. Just like you never know when you'll be robbed. So we always have to be alert and ready. So that we don't miss our chance. That was something that my grandfather said all the time. Oh no. Nobody knows when efforts will bear fruit. But it will happen one day. That's why you must always work hard, so you have no regrets when the time comes. Your efforts will bear fruit someday. That's what he meant.
But is it going to happen before you die? Even though there are so many scientists whose works were recognized when they were alive?
That was such a cruel thing to say. But it didn't mean to be cruel. I had seen how hard my grandfather had been working, and I also knew he wouldn't live forever. I just wanted his work to gain recognition before he died. Do you know of the resurrection of Jesus Christ?
Don't tell me that was parasites too.
Yeah!
Uh-oh.
Everything was parasites.
Oh no.
He was crucified and resurrected after 3 days. Yeah. You told me about it.
How do you think Jesus was resurrected? Oh boy, here we go.
Can't he just get up as if he was waking up in the morning?
He was
Maybe
buried.
he has
He was buried after his execution, so his body was in the ground.
Did he break open the tombstone and crawl like a zombie?
I always call it Easter Zombie Jesus Day, honestly. I love
I can see it.
No. That wouldn't be called a resurrection. The sinners who killed Jesus imagine exactly the same thing. Jesus predicted just before he was executed that he would come back to life after 3 days. The sinners buried Jesus, sealed his tomb, and posted guards to watch over it. But what Jesus meant wasn't that he would resurrect physically. He meant his teachings would be resurrected. After 3 days, Jesus' teachings were resurrected and people regained their belief. The hearts of those who wanted to be shown the proper way revived his teachings. That's what the resurrection of Jesus is all about. He came back to life in the heart of his believers. Jesus doesn't exist physically on this earth, but he exists in people's hearts. In other words, that's when Jesus became an existence superior to humans.
He's Santa Claus.
Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Santa, right?
It is. It is. It's to celebrate Santa's birth.
Fucking Simpsons, man.
And Hallmark.
That was
and
no.
The birth of Hallmark and Santa.
God, please no. Even if it's after the author's death, as long as his work receives a fair evaluation, it will live again as a great achievement. Even if my body is gone by then, my life will return and receive recognition.
Does that mean you'll become a god like Jesus did?
Indeed. My research will be recognized for what it is someday. That's when I will become a god. I will be God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, this guy's fucking nuts. That's why I'm not in a rush to achieve that recognition. Bleh. I don't know when that day will come. God doesn't know that either.
That was pity.
But the day will come. That's why I need to continue to work as hard as I can. It was very sad to hear my grandfather say that his life would end one day. He wasn't ill, and he didn't only have a few years left to live. But, set next to the average lifespan, his remaining years didn't look like much. The only person left in my life was my grandfather. So I didn't even want to consider what it would be like with him gone. Grandfather must have remembered that I didn't like to talk about that subject. With a tender smile, he gently patted my head. Of course, I want my research to be recognized before I die. I will do my best.
Yep. I do my best to help you too.
I purposely didn't mention the before you die part. I caught myself before I said it. Thank you. That makes me very happy to hear. Grandfather smiled in satisfaction. His research wasn't exactly outrageous. He wasn't trying to uncover the mysteries of the universe. He was only searching for the possibility... What?
I said that's 42.
What?
That's the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Oh, right. Fucking Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? Right?
Yes, you're right.
Right? Right?
Right.
Right?
Yes!
Am I fucking right, Index, or not?
I said yes!
Okay. I'm just messing with you. I've never seen the whole movie. Or read the book.
Oh my gosh, you're so lame.
I've only seen parts of it. He was only searching for the possibility that parasites could be responsible for human behavior. Nothing more than that. Nothing outrageous. It really wasn't a wild idea. We even had some leads. Hinamizawa Village, Shishibone City, Redacted Prefecture. The villagers there are possessed by a powerful homesickness. When they are unable to return, they allegedly behave abnormally, as if they are cursed. There are also some bizarre rules in place in the village, based on their belief system. When he was working with the military during the war, my grandfather noticed similarities between the people in Hinamizawa and assumed that some kind of existence was responsible for their odd behavior. He'd been researching it ever since then. In the middle of the 20th century, numerous strange diseases were discovered all over Japan. Most of them were caused by infectious parasites, and people started to pay attention to this forgotten field of study. Grandfather's research was simply one of those investigations into such diseases. Therefore, he believed it would be published amongst other research and attain recognition soon. But if his research didn't bear fruit before his death, I wanted to continue it. I wanted to continue his research. Grandfather taught me, resurrection isn't something that happens physically. It's when your life's work is appreciated. That's what he meant by resurrection. That's when he'll become a god. So when my grandfather dies, he'll still be with me forever. I wouldn't have to be alone ever again. I will always be with my grandpa. Our works will gain recognition, and we will both become gods, getting eternal peace. Wait a minute. This is baby Takano, isn't it?
It took you that long to realize this?
Son of a bitch. Is it Miyako Takano? That's her full fucking name?
It took you that long to realize it! Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Takano.
Miyako Takano is her full fucking name? Oh my god. Oh, fuck. Alright. Our works will gain recognition and become gods gaining eternal peace. So this is where her fucking god complex came from.
Mm-hmm.
I will make my grandfather into a god. I will become a god. Therefore, we will be granted eternity. We'll be together. Forever and ever. Well, shit. You knew immediately it was her?
Yeah, like...
Because you knew the name, right?
Like, no. Like, after a few of just them talking for, like, maybe 2 minutes, I realized it was her.
I thought it might have been like a post thing after the village shit happened.
No.
Okay.
Just from the way they were talking about God and, like, the references to different things and the parasites, I'm like, oh, this is Takano.
Okay.
This is where she gets all the crazy nuts from.
Right. I was looking at the key on a keychain. The key was labeled Hen House, but the lock Eriko was trying to open didn't belong to that door. It should have opened effortlessly. At least that's what was supposed to happen. But it didn't open. I noticed beads of sweat forming on Eriko's forehead. Who the fuck is Eriko? Okay, let's see. I gotta turn the sound effects down a little bit.
Oh, and I just turned down the thing. I'll turn it back up as soon as you turn it down. It's really loud.
This sound effect is pretty loud.
I have no idea who Eriko is.
No idea. Welcome, Elise.
Hello, hello. Cat, he's a chonker.
I know
Elise has a chonker.
Oh, she does? Nice.
Yeah, she has a chonker cat.
I noticed beads of sweat forming on Eriko's forehead. She was the one who came up with this idea. Eriko was starting to panic. The rest of us started to panic too. Index.
This is the only open hen house.
This only opens the hen house.
This only opens the hen house. Stop. Let's go back.
Shh. I think that's a guy. I have no idea.
Eriko?
Is that a girl?
Eriko's a female name, yeah.
Oh, damn it. We were supposed to be cleaning out the hen house. If they found us back here, if they found us why we were here and why we were trying to open the lock to the back door, then all four of us were sure to be sentenced to Splayed Piggy. The fuck?
Don't panic, Eriko. That key opens this lock, right? You already tried it, right? Will you shut up for a minute? This is the right key. It's just hard to open the door, that's all.
He was almost shrieking. Our hearts were pounding loudly. It was as though the sound of our heartbeats was echoing throughout the hallway. And at that point, we heard footsteps that didn't belong to a child.
Shush! Somebody's coming.
The three of us held our breath, but Eriko didn't hear it. She kept fussing with the lock and the key, as everything would be okay if she just opened the lock.
Eriko, somebody's coming. Be quiet. No! This is a right key! I'm not dreaming. I already tried and opened it. Come on, why isn't this working?
Who are the three of us? I have no idea.
I have no idea. I think this is Takano backstory.
Is there another person with them? I think there's only two.
No, I think this is Takano backstory.
No, isn't there like another person with them or some shit?
Yeah.
I guess.
Come on! Why isn't this working? When this lock is open, we can be happy. Can say goodbye to this hell. Eriko, someone's coming.
Uh-oh. Oof. Were they raised in some kind of fucking internment camp or some shit? Jesus. My father and mother died. I don't know exactly how old they were. I was too young to remember. They went shopping without me, and that must be why they were punished. It was a train accident. What a terrible disaster. A lot of people died in that incident. And then everyone died, yeah? But maybe my father was one of the lucky ones. He was still alive when he arrived at the hospital, so he was able to share his final words with me. My mother died instantly.
Daddy! Daddy! Daddy!
I didn't want to admit that this person I could hardly recognize was my father. Oh god. As I called out to him, I hoped that it was someone else instead. But, unfortunately, it was my father. Maybe I shouldn't have woken him. Because when I woke him, he was reminded of the miserable agony that he had forgotten. Oh.
Daddy! Daddy!
He tried to move his right arm, so he could pat my head. But his arm was wrapped in bandages, and his hand was no longer there. Fuck. I couldn't find his hand anywhere on the bed. I only had scary memories of his right hand. Its main job was to slap me when I did something bad. But I never wished it to be gone. Besides, that hand also patted my head, even though that only happened a few times. It was a big, warm hand, and it stroked my head very gently. But no matter what good deeds I did, he could no longer rub my head. No. His hand was the least of his worries. He had to go into emergency surgery. The doctors already warned me that the chances of him surviving were very low. That was why I was allowed to see him, regardless of his condition. Not only could he no longer rub my head, he might be gone forever. Can you imagine not being able to head pat somebody ever again? Or
yeah, not... I would be all sad because I couldn't pet my cat.
Yeah, I couldn't pet my doggos. Fuck, that'd suck ass.
I couldn't pet Penguin and it would be sad.
Aww.
I would just have to snuggle you.
You have to use your feet.
Yeah, I have to use my feet. I make sure that they weren't clean every time I did it.
Weren't clean or were clean?
They weren't clean.
Why?
You just get pat with a dirty old foot.
Ew, that's gross.
Because it would make you angry. Or I'd put socks on before I did it.
Well, I'd rather have that than dirty ass feet. But okay.
Daddy, this surgery will make you better white. Daddy, you'll get better white. Right?
Listen carefully. Your daddy might not make it. Even if I die, you have to be strong, okay?
No, you'll get better. The doctor's gonna make you better. So you're not gonna die?
He was a stubborn and old-fashioned father. He believed endurance was a virtue, and he never complained about anything. That's why I couldn't believe he actually said he might not make it. I tried desperately to deny his words. But even that wish wouldn't prolong his life. My father, knowing his time was limited, tried to tell me some important things. But I interrupted his efforts by crying like a baby. I just wanted him to slap me. Just like he used to every time I cried like a baby. Jesus. Somebody's a fucking masochist. Oh, hey, Dodo. Welcome. Thank you for the fish bones. Let me hydrate for you. Wowda. How you doing, Dodo? Good to see you, man.
Water.
But he would never slap me again. Listen well. Your mother and I both lost all of our family in the war. So, After I'm dead, there won't be anyone left to take care of you. He didn't need to tell me that. My parents used to tell me that all the time, so I was aware of that fact. In other words, my father was the only relative I had left in this entire world. If I die, you can count on Dr. Takano. Dr. Hifumi Takano. Can you say it?
Hifumi Takano.
That's right. Dr. Hifumi Takano. He is my former teacher. He will help you. Cough.
Daddy! Daddy!
Oh, we're good. We're just starting the final chapter of Higurashi.
Belly.
And it's already getting sad. It's already sad as heck.
Keep moving your belly.
Many doctors came into the room in a hurry. He wanted to tell me something else, but the doctors stopped him from talking, so he wasn't able to hear him. I wasn't able to hear him. I was kicked out of the room. I didn't know what to do. Nobody told me my father was my father was doing or when the surgery was going to start. And nobody told me that was going to be the last conversation I ever had with my father.
Oof.
Oof.
Pain, Peko. Well,
I
don't
think-
come over here then.
I think I asked people at the government office about Dr. Takano. They'd asked me if I knew his phone number. I said I didn't. Then they didn't ask me anything further. Sometimes they told me they'd look into it, but nothing led to anything. They couldn't find me a guardian, so I ended up going to an orphanage. At the time, there were plenty of orphans from the war, so although there were many orphanages around, they were all full. There were also some orphanages run by civilians. I was sent to one of those civilian orphanages. There was no profit to be had in taking in an orphan in the first place. So I thought those civilians who were running orphanages must have been very good people. I was sure they hoped that the children would grow in this loving
She was
environment
wrong.
and enter into society with a sense of gratitude. No, people aren't that good. But reality isn't so kind. Ooh, poor Takano. How many children in this world can actually express their gratitude towards their parents in the first place? Children are supposed to be nurtured by their parents' love. Therefore, when that environment is destroyed, their hearts are wounded. Every child has his or her own personality. Receiving affection doesn't guarantee that a child will become someone angelic. Not everyone's heart can be healed. What are you doing? Index?
Nothing.
You're making a lot of noise there, Index.
I definitely didn't eat another yogurt.
I thought that was your cat at first. I was like, what the fuck? I heard like a
I-
scraping noise.
I definitely didn't eat another yogurt.
Oh, Index Chan. Well, at least there's lots of protein.
Yeah, it has 18 grams. Pretty good.
Nice. That was why there were some problem kids at the orphanage. Maybe I shouldn't call them problem kids, though. The sadness and despair of losing their parents, and the anger at having to hide such feelings filled with those kind kids' hearts. Spending time individually with the children could have solved their problems. But at the orphanage where I was, none of the staff members even tried to spend time with them or put in effort to understand them. All they could do was make sure that the kids followed the rules. Therefore, they could only see the children's emotional pleas for help as problems. In this world, nobody expresses love without expecting something in return. The person who founded the orphanage was expecting something in return as well. He wanted the children to appreciate him. That was why such a faint dream was destroyed by cruel reality. The children called the orphanage a prison, and nobody appreciated the staff at all. In fact, all they did was complain. That made the staff slowly realize that love alone couldn't run a facility like that. Just like how the children called it a prison. The staff started to recognize the facility as a prison too. It was a chain reaction resulting from mistrust on both sides. The staff bound the children with rules so they could suppress problem behavior. There was a framed picture of the founder of this orphanage, but I had never seen him in person. Was he satisfied with the fact that he put his own money into this social service? Or maybe he finally realized his dream of being surrounded by angelic children and being celebrated for what he did was simply that, a dream. I don't know. But there's one thing I'm certain of. Such a dream didn't exist at the orphanage. There are so many rules and several plausible standards outlined for us. But the most valued one was silence. Children's chatter tends to increase each other's volume, just like mics drawing closer. And sometimes that leads to fights, and the disturbance of order. So children were forbidden from speaking with each other. With those disallowed, they must have thought things would go smoothly. However, I think I always heard people's voices at the orphanages. There were two kinds of voices. One was the staff yelling, and the other was the children crying. We were not allowed to walk around inside the orphanage freely, so we never knew who it was that was crying. One time, along with the crying and yelling, we heard the noise of metallic things being smashed against each other. We knew it was some kind of punishment, but there was no way for us to even imagine what it was. We trembled and pretended we didn't hear anything, and kept working on our assignments. One of my roommates told me it was the casket punishment, but she didn't tell me any further, and I didn't want to know either. Even if we behaved exactly the same way as yesterday, if the staff were in a bad mood, they might pick on us. So even if I didn't want to know, I might suddenly find out what the casket punishment is one day. The footsteps of a staff member were getting closer. We noticed them, so we straightened our backs and pretended we were studying hard. It was more important that the staff saw us doing so than us actually getting any work done. I noticed the girl next to me was falling asleep, so I poked her with my elbow. She noticed my signal and straightened her back like the other children. It was almost evening. This was the hardest time for us to keep ourselves awake, and the most dangerous time. The door to our room opened and a mean-looking man showed up. Then he looked around to make sure none of us were falling asleep. Even if we were actually studying hard, if he thought we were asleep, we were out. That was why we had to make sure we appeared to be studying very hard. The man walked around our desks. I hoped he would just walk by me. That was what we all prayed as we kept working on our homework. The more we pretended to study hard, the more we could hear the sound of metal objects. The sound of metal objects clashing into each other, along with screams. We couldn't even imagine what the poor subject of that punishment was going through. Maybe there was something even worse than the casket punishment. To erase such fears, we tried to concentrate even harder on our work. We kept working. As the metal sounds and the screams went on forever. Move index onto my head? Okay. At least, did you see the new community challenge? Let's see. Where's index? Do I have to put her on top of my head? Let's see. Like, let's see. Just shrink it down a little bit. Should be my hat. Okay, there's index, everybody.
There's half of me.
Yep, she's on my head now. Piggyback ride is fine.
Okay. You can put me behind you.
Behind me?
Yeah.
Like over here?
Like so that I'm behind you, so you're giving me a piggyback ride.
Oh, okay. So like this? Like this then?
Probably. Yeah.
I guess I could move. Fuck, not that. God damn it, not that. Could move a little bit over here. And index like right here. here a little bigger. Okay. Like that. We'll do that. Alright. The only time we're allowed to exchange words with our roommates was right after turning the lights off to go to bed. Being located in the middle of the mountains, the orphanage was very quiet at night. After making sure the staff members were far enough from our room, we enjoyed talking amongst ourselves. That was the only leisure time allowed to us, though it wasn't anything nice like enjoying pleasant conversation. Why? Because we mostly talked about others behind their backs. We spoke of other things like, that member of staff is only strict or unfair or malicious towards this person, and so on. We just repeated those topics forever until someone couldn't keep themselves awake anymore. We even discussed how we could get back at the staff, and we took revenge on all of them in our imagination. Some kids even started to cry when talking about it, difficult as it was for us. Although the subjects we spoke of were negative, talking about them was the only way to vent our frustration, and even though we felt despair about tomorrow, we were able to fall asleep. So sometimes a different subject popped up. It was about the Yuri-Gaoka House of Love and Mercy on the other side of the river. Yeah. Over there, I hear they get not only nap time, but snack time too. Plus, their president is a very nice person. The House of Love and Mercy was a privately run orphanage, just like the one I was at. But it was a very kind facility. Unlike ours, it seemed like a fantasy land compared to our current environment. A few years before, when this place was a lot worse, a few children tried to escape. It was hard to believe. There was a time when this orphanage was even worse to live at. Supposedly, 3 or 4 tried to escape. Oh, hey, Koenig. Welcome, welcome. I just got it about a week ago. Yeah, and I decided to show it off now. I debuted it yesterday, actually. But yeah, I'm using the 3D model now. Look at me go! Look at me fucking go. Looks great, doesn't it? I'm really happy with how it came out, to be honest. I don't know the exact number, though. They headed to the House of Love and Mercy. Their escape was a success. Except for one unlucky child, they were able to get to the property of the House of Love and Mercy. I guess the staff couldn't follow them into the other orphanage's property. In other words, the other facility's property had to be out of their jurisdiction. The staff were frustrated that kids got away from them, and they dragged the one they caught back here. I'm sure they wanted to bring back the others who got away from them too. I'm certain the staff were determined not to let a single one escape. It was easy to see that determination in the obstinate way they locked the place up after that event. But they were never able to bring back the ones that got away. No matter how much the staff were mortified, they couldn't reclaim the children and punish them. In other words, if you could make it to the House of Love and Mercy, then you could escape the evil clutches of this hell. On the other hand, the one they caught went through such misery afterwards. Yet the exact details of how he was punished were never passed down. All that remains were ominous phrases left by those who knew him at the time. The drowned ducky, the mashed caterpillar, the splayed piggy. I can't even imagine what kind of punishments they were. The only thing I can say is that those punishments were supposed to be far more harsh than the casket punishment, which was the most cruel punishment I knew at the time. Lol, hear your voice come out of a sexy woman make me laugh so hard at this. Is the best thing you've done to your stream? Well, I can't type. Well, thank you, Koenig. I thought people would bitch about me using a girl avatar, but nobody's really said shit. If somebody did, I just fucking ban them anyway, so.
You mean I'd ban them?
Or
I'm
Index.
faster.
Index would probably get to them before I did.
I'm fast. No one talks about my penguin besides me.
But don't we all want to be our own waifus sometimes, you know? It's not a big deal. I always play as girls in video games anyway, so. It's not any different than that when you think about it.
True.
I can only imagine how horrible those punishments were from their ominous names. After that, The captured kid's wish came true, and he was able to leave the orphanage. Was he able to leave his orphanage safely and enjoy his freedom while breathing in fresh air under the blue sky? Well, according to the rumors, that wasn't what happened at all. While he was playing in the boiler room, he slipped and fell, injured his brain, and died. The children were instructed not to go into the boiler room after the incident. Everyone knew the boiler room was always locked. So everyone knew he was killed. And not just that, he was killed after being tortured. He was killed to teach other children that they would face hell on earth if they tried to escape. Yet those who faced that risk and made it out obtained ordinary, average lives full of love and mercy's namesake, which were far better conditions than we lived here. Maybe the House of Love and Mercy was really heaven. Maybe all the orphanages are pretty much the same. But compared to my orphanage, I bet anything else would have been better. Even if someone escaped successfully, the police would catch him. Then he'd be sent back to the orphanage, which would be pretty much the same thing as being killed. However, if he could reach the House of Love and Mercy, they'd take him in. They wouldn't send him back. By talking about escaping to the House of Love and Mercy, we were trying to forget how cruel reality was to us. Then, one day, the leader of our group, Eriko, said to us quietly,
"Would you try to escape if you had the chance to?"
Who didn't want to escape from here? It was a rather foolish question. But that wasn't what she meant. If there was a chance to escape, would you take that chance, knowing what you had to go through if you got caught? That was what she meant. No, not one of us could answer immediately. If the previous escape incident was a total success, then we might have thought differently. But after that, the orphanage had tightened up security to prevent runaways. All the doors and windows were locked heavily, and it wouldn't be all that easy to get out. Even if another group escape was planned, the success rate would be very low. 3 escaped and 1 was caught before. Maybe 2 would be caught next time. No, maybe everyone would be. Index.
I want to escape.
That's another girl.
Kikuko. Go. But the House of Love and Mercy is far away. The bridge is long too. We'll all be caught before we get there. Besides, we can't even go outside. Everything is locked up.
There were locks all over the orphanage. To escape, you need a key for both the inside and outside, and after the lights were turned off, even each section of the hallway was individually locked. Make no mistake, this was a prison. According to the rumors, orphanages receive government funding depending on the number of children they house. So, if anyone escapes, they lose money. Also, if we were to expose the conditions at the orphanage, they would end up being inspected, and things would get complicated for them. That was why they were so intent on keeping us locked up.
Sure, there was a chance I would want to escape. But realistically, there's no way we could. Every door is locked. Well, did you know the hen house in the courtyard used to keep the door to the back? Eh? Really? Shh!
Eriko shushed us. Sometimes, mass-produced locks take the same key. Of course, most places use different types of locks so this won't happen, but the staff at the orphanage must have overlooked it. So there were 2 locks that used the same key at the orphanage. However, most of us never had a chance to even touch the keys. But there were a few exceptions. One of those was the hen house. Each room group took turns taking care of different chores. If your group was assigned to clean the hen house, you'd have to get the key to it from the teacher's office. You were supposed to return the key immediately after you were done. But while taking care of the hen house, the key was in the children's hands. While the staff would occasionally come around to check, they couldn't keep an eye on us forever.
Chan, Erika-chan, you are thinking about using the key, are you?
Kondo, please move. 1 second.
Wait, let's not! It's too dangerous! Of course it's dangerous! There's only one of us. But it's different if we're in a group. Wait, why? Do you know why only one kid was caught last time they tried to escape?
They were desperate. And so to escape as a group, they did something to increase the chance of success. That was why only one of them was caught. Oh no.
What did they do?
They sacrificed it.
Sacrifice.
They scattered and ran. They dashed in different directions. They waited until the day when there was only a few people working at the orphanage and ran this way and that.
And so, although it all depended on luck, it would increase the chance of success for sure. On your own, you'd probably have no hope, but if the staff were to chase after other children, then your own chance of escaping successfully would increase. In other words, Eriko was inviting us to escape with her. The more children joined, the more of each of our chances would increase. But among us, there were children who tattled to the staff for their own benefit. So she had to be very careful about who she talked to. Eriko must have trusted us a lot. Eriko, me, Tomomi, and Kikuko. 4 children.
How do you want to bet it's her that's gonna get caught?
Eriko?
No. The person who's talking.
Takano?
Yeah.
Probably.
1 second. Sorry.
Come in if you want to stay here a day longer.
The 3 of us shook our heads. But at the same time, we couldn't agree to escape with her either.
Of course, we don't want to stay here a day longer, or even an hour longer. Even if we did exactly the same thing as we did yesterday, we might yell at it. We might get yelled at tomorrow. I can't stand this anymore. I can't stand living in fear and of what to do and what not to do, so I won't be yelled at.
We all feel the same way. We could endure strict rules, but it was almost impossible to endure vague ones. It wasn't too much of a stretch to say that the rules depended on the mood of the staff. This is okay. That isn't okay. Such a borderline rules change daily. And if we were to say anything about that, we would be threatened, treated horribly for it.
I will escape, even if I have to do it alone. Like I said, the more people that join, the better our chances. Think about it. If they find out about this henhouse key trick, they are sure to change the lock on the back door. In other words, we only have one chance. So, even if we regret not joining, if you regret not joining in later, it'll be too late. But, oh, I'm scared. I'm scared too.
Kondo! Okay, so the knock at the door was someone giving me food, and now Kondo wants food. In the fridge.
If we get caught, we'll be killed.
Tomomi and Kikuko weren't the only ones who felt afraid. The fear was perfectly understandable, because all of a sudden, the fear of the punishment that would follow had become very realistic. I'm sure Eriko felt the same way too, but her courage was suppressing her fear, and because of that, she shared her idea with us.
So, you plan to stay here forever? No way! I know you're scared. This is the only chance we have. You have to be brave just this once. What about you, Miyoko? Don't you want to go with me?
Unlike Tomomo and Kikuko, I wasn't trembling that much. Of course, I was scared in my own way, but compared to the other two, I must have appeared rather calm.
Okay.
Index?
Oh, did it not pick me up?
No.
Can we really escape?
Of course, Eriko couldn't guarantee our success, but I had to ask her anyway.
There's no guarantee. But if you join me, I'll have a better chance of escaping than trying to run on my own.
Oh my goodness. Gravy gosh. Darn it. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to adjust the settings again so that you can actually hear me.
Of course, the same goes for you too.
Actually, I gotta go take a shit.
You gotta go take a shit?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh, you're so lame.
Well,
I'm being like assaulted by a cat right now. He has not been this bad.
Handle that. I'm gonna go take a shit, adjust your settings, and like summarize what's going on to the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Penguin's gonna go take a shit. I'm gonna go grab a fork really quick, since Penguin's gonna be gone forever. I'll be right back, but like legitimately right back.
I might.
I'm gonna eat this really quick. Penguin not back? Oh, he died. Penguin died. Someone tell June that you're taking a shit? Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. I gotta exit out of here. Go to channel. Is Junie streaming? Show more. Is June streaming? You heard nothing. You've all heard nothing. I definitely didn't hiccup. So I was trying to get something open. I'm not friends with June. Tell June yourself, because I'm not friends with June, apparently. And while Penguin is in the bathroom, I'm gonna... Yeah? Why? Was it weird? I'm sorry I hiccuped. It wasn't... I'm sorry, I hiccuped really loud. I'm sorry. Don't tell Penguin, but I'm eating again. This is Index's mukbang now. I always feel bad because I know how loud my hiccups and like stuff are. And I know my yawns hurt Penguin's ears. Go away, catnip kitty. You had catnip. Go away. Yeah, but I'm still gonna feel bad. Actually, I can't finish this. I'm gonna put it back in the fridge. Didn't mean to make Indy feel self-conscious. No, you're fine. I feel self-conscious all the time. That's like normal for me. Just another day as Index. Huh, Kondo? Huh, Kondo? Huh? Huh? What took me so long getting the fork is because I saw that there were catnip cat treats, and I decided to get my cat some catnip cat treats because I thought it would be really funny. But we're just waiting for Penguin to get back so that we can finish reading, and then Penguin's model will be back. Right, Kondo? Right? What about this? My cat's kind of like in a weird place right now. He's not like quite high and he's not quite buzzed off the catnip yet. So I'm just playing with the laser light. I'll beat up anyone who makes you feel self-conscious, aside from yourself. Well, I was gonna say you beat my own ass up. I make myself feel self-conscious half the time. I'll just be doing something and I just get self-conscious of it. It's fine. It's just me. Oh, is everybody like super excited for the Higurashi stuff? Also, if you wait in the meme line, you can see a meme I found for Higurashi that was really funny. It's like Kiichi, and it's like Kiichi gonna beat some bitches, and it's just him hitting like everybody that he kills with a bat. With a bat. It's just really funny. I don't know. I laughed. I saw it at like 3 a.m. last night. Next looks at stuff really late at night and decides that it's funny, and so she shares. Kondo, motherfucker, can you please stop? That was me lighting a candle. Come hither. Ah! Cat! He jumped! And I didn't expect it. I'm sorry. I'm so scuffed today. I'm putting a candle here because I feel like if I put a candle here, my cat is less likely to come in this vicinity because he won't want to be with the candle. And now he's giving me sad eyes. Because I've made a barrier. Area index lighten up. Yeah, I'm just over here being a little pyromaniac. Speaking of lighting things up, I gotta light up my life really quick with some water. I got little drink packets, but they're like ocean water from like Sonic. I know I keep saying this like since I've got them. They're just so good, okay? Indy, we see fire and we want to play with it. No, my cat doesn't. He got burned once before. I think it's partially, I think he has like a reason he doesn't really like other cats too. Because it's my cat that gets aggressive around other cats. So, if you ever get to see like full like videos or anything of my cat actually has like, so his tongue is actually split in half, going sideways. Because when he was younger, when he was like really little, he got in a fight and he lost part of his tongue. And so the tongue that grew back didn't grow back all the way, and so it's just like half a tongue. And he's got a little weird tongue now. And so if you ever see photos of him, he's weird like that. That's why I keep his nails short. I was thinking of finding his jacket and putting a jacket on him though. I don't remember what ocean water is. Ocean water is like blue raspberry and coconut. That's like all it is. It's just blue raspberry and coconut. I like it. I have problems. It's like one of my favorite drinks is like I really like that and tiger's blood. Sorry, my cat is just like he's not coming over here now. He doesn't like fire.
Sorry about that.
Summon the doggos! I'm now able to do that.
How are you?
I just barely got 500 more points. And max.
Wait.
Who has awoken in the shitpost god?
Whom has awoken the shitpost god? Fucking Cold Club.
Cold Club.
Hey, Cold Club, how you doing, buddy?
Tiger's blood sounds like a fantasy drug. Oh, it's very good. It's strawberry and coconut.
I don't know if Cold Club saw my model the other day, actually.
Oh, Cold Club. You can donate for Penguin Out of Body pillow art.
Yeah, we got a point challenge thing. You look a little different. You didn't see it the other day. I revealed it, unveiled it.
Oh, Penguin, did you see what I sent you in DMs?
What did you say? What's this? Ooh.
That's for the censored version.
I
I
like
was
it.
driving when I saw. Oh.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Embarrassed.
Oh. It's very
okay.
good.
Okay. Well, there's the doggos, everybody.
Doggos. I wanna. You need to take another picture of your doggos.
I'm gonna. I have more. I just gotta sort through them and see which one's like best to show off, I guess.
And
What?
and I will do little animations of your doggos.
You want to animate my doggos?
I want to animate your doggos so that when it's like show me the doggos, just doggos pop up and they just are little gippies.
Give them little googly eyes and shit like that.
Cold Club, I don't think that counts as being rickrolled.
Rickrolled? We got rickrolled.
Oh, he just sent me a picture of it, and I'm just like, that's not rickrolling someone. Rickrolling is tricking someone into doing that. Or if they leave their computer unattended, changing everything on their entire computer to that.
Yeah, that's.
Do you remember that?
What? Getting rickrolled?
Get getting rickrolled like when it was like a thing to rickroll people. Like I know it's like kind of popular now, but like
it's always been a thing when it first started.
I had a friend who was a programmer who created a virus that would change your entire computer into like Rick Ashley.
Oh, really?
Like your cursor would be Rick Ashley's face.
What the fuck?
Like the background would just be Rick Ashley, and like Google, every time you popped up Google at all, it would just go to the Rickroll video.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
It's very good.
But yeah, did you summarize what was happening?
What?
Did you summarize what was happening for the audience?
A little bit, but no one really came back in. The only person who's been in, it was Elise and Kitten. But we really haven't started yet. Right now, we're just in an orphanage with what looks like it's going to be Takano. We're not sure which one really is Takano though. Just kidding, I know it's Miyako.
Miyako, yeah. I'll beat up Penguin's retribution. I'll beat up anyone that makes you feel self-conscious aside from yourself. What the fuck? What was that about?
I hiccuped, and then I got self-conscious because
Oh. Yeah. I make her self-conscious about that all the time.
He does.
I proudly do that. Index lighting up. Index, we see fire and we want to play with fire. That's what cats do, yeah. I don't remember what ocean water is. What?
Oh,
you live in California, Elise.
No, there's a drink from Sonic called Ocean Water.
Oh.
Which is blue raspberry and coconut. And then there's Tiger's Blood, which is strawberry and coconut. Depending on which company you get it from. Because there's like Hawaiian and like California Tiger's Blood is actually cinnamon and coconut. Not strawberry and coconut, like it is here in Utah. Which, I like that. Just saying, strawberry and coconut is much better than cinnamon and coconut.
I really like coconut water. I'm not gonna lie. I don't give a fuck. Who knows?
I don't like coconut water because I have a slight allergy to coconut.
Well, that makes sense.
And I don't like coconut because it tastes like licking a cat's tongue.
More like licking a cat's ass.
Like no. You know how it's like the texture of coconut is like kind of like that weird rough?
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of like a cat licking you. Like if a cat licks you, it feels the exact same. Oh, wow. So it reminds me if I ate a cat tongue, that's what it would feel like. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. No, but it's like, have you ever like, it's not literal. I don't literally know what a cat's tongue's like tastes like. It's how I imagine it would because of the feel, like
The feeling of
that,
them licking
like
you
the
on your
feel
skin.
of the texture of it. That's
on your
that.
skin, right?
Yeah, it's the texture. I hate the texture of coconut. Like the taste of coconut is fine. Like I love Girl Scout cookies with like coconut, and I like the taste of coconut. Like I'll drink coconut water every so often. I really like body armors, and they have coconut in them. But that's fine. Don't kiss a cat like that. I'm not kissing the cat like that. That's
Index,
gross.
bestiality is illegal.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
I hate all of you. I hate all of you. I can't deal with this today. I don't want to be here today.
Did you read this already or no? I forget.
No, I didn't.
There's no guarantee. But if you join me, I'll have a better chance of escaping than on my own. Of course, the same goes for you, too.
Eriko gave a calculated reason, but I'm sure she just wanted a friend to agree with her. That was probably more important to her than increasing her chances to escape.
It's not. It's. Oh my god, Gold Glove!
Oh my
What?
god.
That's not. You all are misrepresenting me, and I hate it. I'm gonna go to another room.
Yeah,
I don't want to be here anymore.
bestiality is not cool here.
I'm gonna go cry.
We're just messing with you. Relax. Pat, pat. Pat, pat. Will penguin pat
God,
make you feel
fuck
better?
you! I didn't get caught in 4K. Oh my god!
What? We just kink shamed the illegal part? Well, we just shunned the illegal part, yeah.
I'm so angry right now. I don't want to talk about it.
But keep your furry body pillow, that's part's fine. God damn it. Wait, we were supposed to be messing around. Yes, Cold Club.
Stop making fun of me.
Cold Club didn't get the memo, I guess.
That is not anything like what I said, and I'm pissed.
It's okay, it's okay. We'll get
No,
you...
Kikuko, are you too scared? Then I won't force you. Miyako and I will escape ourselves. Two is enough.
I mean...
Well...
Eriko rushed the two to make up their minds. It almost looked cold, but that was her way of mustering their courage. Because it was very possible that, regardless of the outcome of our escape attempt, as our roommates, those two would be held responsible.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
It's not like we'll do it tomorrow. Our turn is to take care of the hen house. Our turn to take care of the hen house is in a week. We'll wait for the perfect time to do it. If we don't feel that it's safe, then we'll wait until our next turn. We'll be very careful.
The rotation of the staff and the timing were important, but we also each had to know the way to the House of Love and Mercy. We were planning to split up, so we had to know the area. I made up my mind.
Okay. I'm coming with you. But next time, Ars, be very careful, okay? Of course. We'll be killed if we get caught. I don't want to die.
I don't want to read chat anymore, Penguin.
Hmm?
I'll come too. I'll come too.
Oh, Cold Club, you silly goose.
Is it picking me up?
Yeah, I heard you.
Oh, okay.
Me too, me too.
Tomomi and Kikuko agreed, and so we all decided to escape as a group. We waited for the perfect opportunity. We waited for the day where only a few staff members were at the orphanage, and we decided to let God take care of the rest.
It's open!
Maybe it was the way I did it. Eriko tried to open the lock several times without success, but I got it open on the first attempt. Did Eriko set them up? Or was she... No, that wouldn't make sense, would it?
No.
I wonder. The back door opened slowly, and we felt a cool breeze. This wasn't the world of freedom just yet. In fact, it was the exact opposite. If the staff were to find out where we were here, we would be in big trouble. It was a world of danger. But unless we went through that dangerous world, we wouldn't be able to go any further.
Okay, let's go.
I think Eriko wanted to say that. We were planning to leave with that as our cue. But what we heard instead wasn't Eriko's voice. What are you kids doing here? We started to run. It was raining. We all got soaked immediately and our clothes stuck to our skin. While that would normally be very uncomfortable, we couldn't even stop to think about that. We could only keep running in the rain. We were dashing on the gravel, but it felt more like trudging through a muddy rice field. My feet kept sinking and I couldn't pull them up. Oh geez, like quicksand. I was frustrated because no matter how fast I tried to run, I wasn't getting any speed. I felt a sense of urgency. I heard someone yelling, "Escape!" behind me, and all I could do was run like crazy.
Okay, everyone go in different directions. Come on, scatter.
With Eriko's cue, we all went different ways. Hoping they wouldn't be coming after us. Would we be able to reunite safely at the House of Love and Mercy? All four of us there together? Or maybe someone would be missing. No, maybe everyone else would make it, and I'd be the only one who gets caught. My thoughts were interrupted by the voice of a staff member coming from behind me. Hold it! Wait! Hold it right there! The staff members should have numbered fewer than us. So if I was lucky, they wouldn't be coming after me. Praying that the staff voices I heard in the distance weren't after me, I looked back for a moment. If I had time to turn around, why didn't I take another step forward? Why didn't I try to escape further? Oops. As I turned around, I felt a huge hand cover my face. Its pinky finger slipped into my open mouth. Oh god. The hand grabbing my face shoved me into the muddy gravel. Of course, I didn't stay quiet. I fought back. And then I saw his face. It was the scariest face I'd ever seen. I realized it immediately. He only wanted to capture me alive to use me as an example. And considering what would happen to me afterwards, killing me here on the spot wouldn't pose any problem, wouldn't it? Yes. He looked at me with an unworldly hate, ready to end my life here and now. His pinky finger ended up touching my tongue. That indescribably nasty taste sent an icky feeling through my whole body. Ah, that's it. This is what my murder tastes like. He was going to shove that finger down my windpipe and suffocate me. And so, in order to live, I fought back in the only way I could.
Bite. Yeah.
Nom.
Yeah.
Something warm filled my mouth. It felt like swallowing blood after a nosebleed. I spit it from my mouth and ran without turning around, leaving behind the staff member clutching his pinky finger. Ew. You little shit! Damn you! I'll kill you! I heard his roars echoing behind me. It wasn't a man that was after me. It was a beast. He had no interest in capturing me. His only goal was to see me dead. My shoes had slipped off. They weren't sneakers, so they came off easily while I was running like mad. My bare feet stuck to gravel over and over. It was painful, but I didn't care. Because if I stopped, I knew what would happen to me. Tree branches cut my face and barbed wire scratched my thighs. My feet and toes are bloody from running on gravel. The blood from the staff member's pinky finger dripped down from my mouth, staining my chin and chest. I was running for my life, with scratches and cuts all over my body. If I were to get caught, I would be killed. If my pursuer had any sense, then I would be killed after being tortured. But if he didn't, I would be killed on the spot. I don't want to be killed. I don't want to be killed. My lungs and heart were about to explode. My mind was blank from fear and lack of oxygen. I was about to lose consciousness. I might have given in, if I didn't hear the voice of the staff member coming after me. My knees were shaking. My legs wouldn't move properly. I felt like I was going to fall like a puppet with the strings cut. But I couldn't fall. I couldn't fall just yet. It was too late. My face had hit the gravel. I felt the awful sensation of falling, and immediately after, the roar of the beast coming from behind me. Damn you, my finger, my finger! I must have hit my thigh against the steering wheel when I jumped. I can feel the throbbing pain delayed slightly. I'm sweating all over. I wiped the sweat on my forehead and put my hand on my chest, only then realizing how fast my heart was beating. I rubbed my thigh. I rubbed it in a straight line. That's not where I hit the steering wheel. But I feel like this is where it hurts. I can't see a scary beast in the moonlit car. I have my shoes on and I'm not covered in blood. My toes are fine too. Someone knocked on the window, startling me. Major.
Oh wait, that was you.
Major, it's time.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to take a nap, so I told him to come wake me up an hour. Maybe an hour is too long. Too long, a nap actually makes you tired. I put my seat back up and got out of the car. The cool breeze feels good on my skin. I only see the moon. There's nothing else to see on the mountain trail. My car and a command vehicle disguised as a trailer are parked on the side of the street. I can still feel that bad taste in my mouth. I spat it on the side of the street, but even that couldn't get rid of it. The taste of blood, saliva, and rain. Sweat from my forehead and raindrops got into my mouth, but I couldn't swallow, so I ended up drooling. That sensation around my lips brought back memories, and I tried to wipe my mouth.
Oh, have fun, lurk, Cold Club.
Thanks for the lurk, buddy. Maybe I'm nervous. That's why I had such a bad dream. I think there's a coffee machine in the command vehicle. An unpleasant cup of coffee will wake me up.
So, has anything happened yet?
No, not yet. We just got Gifu's scheduled back check-in. Everything is okay over there.
I see. Hey, can someone make me a cup of coffee?
Sure. Cream and sugar?
Just cream, please. No, please put some sugar in too.
I still have a bad taste in my mouth. The feeling of biting and crushing his little finger and his filthy blood filling my mouth. I'm sure a sweeter cup of coffee will wash down that bad taste and also wake me up from my nightmare completely.
Kind of feel bad for Takano a little bit.
Almost. Not quite, though.
Almost. But she kills her baby, so.
She has a fucking massacre.
She's kind of a fucking psycho, but
Oh yeah. They're trying
in a
to,
way I sympathize.
trying to explain why she's a psycho here, basically.
Well, I mean, trauma like that would do it to you, you know?
I don't think we got any tips. Nope. Banquet to back end over. One more speaker, then the toast starts. Are you ready? This is the back end, we're ready. We can't hear anything from inside, so please give us a cue when the speech is wrapping up. Listen up, 10 bottles of beer per table. Make sure to deliver them to the areas smoothly. Young hotel workers dressed smartly in bow ties pulled down bottle after bottle out of the beer cases, preparing for the toast. They waited for their cue to serve their drinks while listening through the intercom. At a normal party, they could put bottles of beer on the table ahead of time. But if there was a lecture before the party, then they couldn't. And guests don't mind sushi going dry due to a long speech. But they don't like seeing their tables get wet with condensation from the bottles of beer. And more than anything, they certainly don't want to drink warm beer. That's why beer has to be served right before a toast. However, there's always a speech before a toast. And usually a long one. Especially at a big party like this, there are lots of guests that give speeches, so it's extremely difficult to know when to serve. For that reason, the bottles end up sitting outside by the banquet room. And people end up drinking warm beer anyway. There were several dozen tables with white tablecloths on them in the banquet room. Approximately 8 people were sitting at each table, so there were at least a few hundred people in the room. The banquet room was filled with excitement. There are many plates with many different kinds of food on each table. A sushi platter, a sashimi platter, a fruit platter. Also, along the wall, there were cooks ready to serve fresh sashimi. All the guests appeared to be well-mannered gentlemen, and were clearly notable people in various different fields. The huge and beautiful chandelier above them clearly indicated that this hotel had a status good enough for these famous people. An elderly gentleman was giving a lengthy speech on the stage before making a toast. Usually people don't like such long speeches, especially if it's before a toast. But the guests occasionally shouted, "Yes, yes," and sometimes gave him loud applause, filling the room with their fervor. Well, maybe fervor was a pleasant way to put it. It was probably more accurate to say their excitement was bizarre. Which country would actually teach people not to show respect towards their own flag? There are no others. It's happening only in Japan. That's right, that's right. Is forcing people to respect their national flag and anthem an obstruction of their freedom? That's a foolish idea. Listen, love for one's national flag and anthem comes naturally to all. To know ourselves, to know our culture, to understand our history and our country itself. But those are the things that make you realize that you are a Japanese citizen, that make you understand the part you play as a citizen of this country. And the feeling you get from that is love towards your own country. However, those anti-Japan teachers are proclaiming that it's militaristic brainwashing. Those stupid claims are wrong. What are those people doing anyway? They're teaching our children to hate being Japanese. They're the ones brainwashing them with this self-destructive education. They are teaching our children that Japan should be ashamed of itself, and that they should be ashamed of being Japanese. Forget who you are and deny your country. That's what they're teaching them. These innocent children listen and believe such nonsense. Of course they do. They go to school to learn things, right? If their teachers teach them that, of course the children will believe it. Can you believe such corruption exists? We must do something about this country's education now, no matter what it takes. The sound of applause filled the banquet room. All the gentlemen agreed and expressed that they felt the same way by cheering them on. After that, a gentleman wearing a cloth sash approached the stage. The hall welcomed him onto the stage with another round of thunderous applause. A rousing theme from a popular drama series played as he took the stage, but it was entirely unnecessary before the overwhelming applause. The man's sash carried his name and written in large letters, along with the name of the prefecture he was running for office in. Let me introduce you to a patriot, Redacted Coon. Redacted Coon, that's a good name.
Redacted Coon.
This man has served the former governor at his right-hand man as the director of the office of governor for many years, supporting the prefecture's government for a long time. Since the previous governor has decided to retire, he was appointed as the next governor. You want to do the politician?
Unfortunately, we have those anti-Japan teachers in our prefecture. while they proclaim freedom of education and freedom of thought, they shamelessly they are shamelessly forcing anti-Japan education down on our children. How dare. They don't teach real history. They teach our children that everything was Japan's fault. They don't even mention the true purpose of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, or all those who fought to save Asian people from the Western control. Just don't even talk about like what.
What the fuck? Jesus, look at all this shit he's saying.
Oh my god, it's funny. They don't even talk about our country has recovered amazingly since then. Yet our children don't know any of that because of those teachers. Because these teachers won't teach them. How truly, truly sad. I can't stand the fact that those anti-Japan teachers are actually teaching our children alongside those teachers who take teaching seriously. They're insulting our educational institutions. I will become a governor that gets rid of these teachers. I will strengthen out our educational system and make sure our children grow up to be decent young people who can carry Japan's future. He,
Redacted Kun, announces his candidacy for the next year's prefectural governorship. We appreciate your support for him.
I promise I will straighten out Japan's educational system. Thank you for your support.
Again, the banquet room filled with applause. The man was receiving a standing ovation. I need to explain a bit about this banquet before you misunderstand. It wasn't the conference of a political association, or a lecture by a political candidate. It was hard to believe, but this was nothing more than a meeting of a college's alumni association. Everyone should be familiar with what those are. Whether it's elementary school, junior high school, or college. Once you graduate from one of those, you normally belong to an organization of alumni. You receive invitations for reunions where you enjoy talking about the good old days. However, there are many different types of such organizations. Some are simple, and some are united with much tighter bonds. And once an organization becomes united with those tight bonds, it's no longer a simple organization of alumni. Rather, it becomes a significant faction known as an alma mater clique. Is that how you say it? Alma mater clique? I have no idea.
Click, yeah.
In Japanese society, it's traditional for graduates to form tighter bonds that go beyond the level of an organization. Also, the more superior the alma mater, the stronger that tendency holds true. The Imperial University, one of the best universities in the country, is famous for the deep bonds its graduates form. Why do superior people like to bond? It may be because they take pride in being superior. But more than that, maintaining connections is the most significant reason. All Imperial University graduates are elites in their respective fields. They are likely to succeed and become important people. When they do, the unity of their alumni association gains a measurable meaning. In fact, even today, the Imperial University graduates maintain their tight academic clique. And they hold great influence throughout many different fields. They interact with other universities as well, so the graduates' bonds are extremely tight, even today. Additionally, while Imperial University usually refers to the University of Tokyo, sometimes it's used to mean all 7 major universities in Japan. They are located in Tokyo, Kyoto, Tohoku, Kyushu, Hokkaido, Osaka, and Nagoya. They are all great schools. There happens to be an organization of alumni that includes all of those 7 universities. The elderly gentlemen in this banquet room were each from one of those organizations. However, not every graduate would get an invitation here automatically. It is a society of select gentlemen, and in order to become a member, one must first fulfill several conditions, such as recommendation from an existing member, contribution to the society, possession of status, and so forth. Therefore, all the members are important people from different fields, and obviously the power of this organization is of political nature. But there's one more very important criterion one has to meet to join. Strong patriotism, a heart that longs to contribute to Japan in its rebirth. As a result, this organization has become extremely nationalistic. Up on the stage, the candidate for the prefectural governorship was still talking passionately. And among those elderly gentlemen in the crowd, Takano can be found. Takano seemed used to this kind of conference, and seemed unsurprised at anything that was said. But at the same time, she looked rather fed up with it. As she was in attendance, she must have been one of their members, which meant she possessed not only an extremely excellent academic background, but that the older gentleman here had acknowledged her equivalent contribution to society, and that she possessed strong patriotism. However, her academic background was the only qualification she had met to join. She was only able to join as a special case because of her connections. She didn't even hold prejudiced ideas like the other members did. So, why was she here today? Probably because of the same reason as the man giving the speech up on stage. The man on the stage didn't actually have prejudiced ideas, much like Takano. He only prepared a speech that he knew the guests would like. Politicians only want votes. Each and every person has a vote, but appealing to each one of them takes too long. So the most efficient way is to appeal to organizations with a unified idea and a unified will. In other words, this man was giving his speech so he can garner support from those powerful people. The elderly gentlemen in the banquet room will then do their best to support him, since he appears to share their ideals. They can offer many different kinds of expediency, support, and assistance. To an outrageous degree, I might add. If the day's event continued in the same way, the organization would likely decide to officially support him. They will probably give him a great deal of financial aid. They'll assist him in different ways as well. Of course, the man on the stage won't be the only one gaining something. When he wins the election and becomes a governor next year, the organization will welcome the governor as a new member and gain even more political influence. And eventually, the organization will become so powerful that nobody can ignore it. Those of you reading right now probably get the sense that they're no mere alumni association. You'd be absolutely right. After reaching this level, they were a fine syndicate. No, they would be a secret society if the group wasn't so open about its activities. Now, I'm sure some of you readers are brushing this off, thinking there's no way such a suspicious organization could exist in Japan. But everything I've explained is entirely true. There are several such influential groups and organizations within our society, and you need to understand that they hold powerful political clout and influence our national policies. Some are
Shadow government.
What?
Shadow government.
Pretty much. Some are alma mater cliques, like the ones I've described above. Others are scientific societies serving different parties, industrial groups, advisory committees, religious organizations, community service groups, and so forth. Also, there are right wings and left wings, the hawk and the dove. I won't go listing their specific names here, yet you've probably read them every now and then in your average newspaper. In Japan, the terms of such forces aren't very common. Most of you readers probably think of suspicious organization wearing white hoods when you hear the phrase secret society and laugh it off. But unfortunately, that's a huge mistake. In America, where there's far more territory and citizens, there's way more groups like that. And they possess such vast influence that ignoring them is impossible. So the terms they use for such forces doesn't apply to those on the scale of this syndicate. Sometimes people say that such groups have more power than the White House, and they are referred to as the shadow government.
Dun dun dun!
As Index Chan just said, even here in Japan, we had a shadow government before the war, our Zaibatsu. After we lost the war, the GHQ dismantled those blocks, but 40 years have passed since then. There's no guarantee our country hasn't given birth to another shadow government, given how good we are at collusion, groundwork, and backroom deals. Miyu Takano was, in fact, attending a conference of such a shadow government. Fucking Illuminati here, huh? It might appear to be a guest house at a huge golf course. There were no golfers in sight, but by appearances, that must be it. But appearances can be deceiving. This wasn't a golf course, but a huge backyard. The guest house was, in fact, a very stylish mansion. Normal people would be surprised to learn that this was a private residence. The interior of the building was as lavish as the exterior. There were beautiful carpets on every floor, expensive-looking decorations on the wall, and expensive-looking bottles of alcohol on the shelves. That's the kind of room Takano was in. There was a knock at the door, and an old man in a wheelchair and a young woman pushing it entered. As Takano stood up to bow, the old man stopped her by raising his right hand. No, you don't need to stand up. Long time no see. I've been telling you to come see me any time, but you never do.
It's great to see you, Koizumi-sensei.
The old man sat down on the sofa with assistance from the woman. He was very old, his face was covered in wrinkles, and he could hardly do anything on his own. Even so, he still had a great deal of power and influence.
Oh my. You haven't changed a bit, have you? I can see lipstick on your neck.
Oh? Is that right? Good grief, how embarrassing. There was no lipstick on his neck. The woman who was helping him with his wheelchair was too beautiful to be a mere helper, so Takano suspected something. As it turned out, her guess was correct. Although he was so old that he could die the next day, he wanted to stay sexually active until the very end. Jesus.
Yep.
Oh. I mean, you can still do it as long as you can get it up, right?
As long as you can get it up, I guess.
Viagra. Even
Death by Snooze New.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Even the Grim Reaper would think that's just absurd. Mio-chan, you've become quite beautiful yourself. You're not a little girl anymore, eh? Oh dear.
Oh, stop. If you really think that way, why did you try to touch my butt?
His fucking dentures come out. What have you got to lose from having an old guy like me touch your butt? Dear.
I'm sure you have plenty of chances to touch a softer butt, don't you?
Takano and the old man enjoyed a tasteless conversation. They had clearly known each other a long time and were very close. The young woman came back in to serve tea. After she left, the old man started to speak. Anyway, I'm so proud of you, Mio-chan. I'm sure your grandfather in heaven is proud of you too.
I hope so. But I'm not even close to approaching the level of my grandfather's great work.
Takano-kun was unlucky in many different ways. The era he lived in. If he lived in a different era, I'm sure he would have finished his research.
But he lived in that era. And ironically, that was why he noticed the existence of Hinamizawa syndrome.
The world today is in the nuclear era. With the American and the Soviet Union glaring at each other on the mounds of nuclear stockpiles, it takes nukes to have authority as a major power. Yet, we've forever abandoned our nukes thanks to our 3 anti-nuclear principles. In this age, we are now a nation without nukes. How deplorable. In the middle of the 20th century, despite rising tensions between East and West, there was a temporary peace known as the Cold War, brought by a balance of nuclear weapons pointed at each other. Permanent memberships in the United Nations were monopolized by nations with nuclear arms. They secured their predominance with nuclear weapons, bound the world with nuclear non-proliferation treaties, eternally banning non-nuclear nations from the world stage. For Japan to become a nation that can compete with the world, it must develop nuclear arms, or something as powerful. That's what some people believe, at least.
I know. It's anime, isn't it? The anime is just as powerful as nukes.
Oh god, what have they done?
What have they done?
Japan, what the fuck?
And what the hell?
It's like they turned all
We're
of us into
also
like
relying on anime now.
we just all become fucking like fat weeps that can't do anything.
Dude, like comic book sales and everything have plummeted, so truth.
Manga's taken over in the West.
Realistic. Oh yeah. Like 100% though. Realistically, Japan will never arm itself with nuclear weapons.
I know. The citizens wouldn't accept it. Even if the government ignored their opinions and armed itself with the nuclear government weapons, it wouldn't work. By banning nuclear weaponry, Japan gained the deterrent power of the United States. Though some people thought the only way for Japan to become equal to the United States would be to get nuclear arms of their own. But realistically, that was impossible. Even if Japan armed itself with nuclear weapons, that wouldn't automatically let Japan join the great powers. Takano and the old man discussed the balance of nuclear power in the world. Eventually, the sound of the cuckoo clock reminded them to return to their main subject at hand. The old man pointed to the attached case that had been sitting next to Takano. Takano nodded once, opened it up, and removed the contents. There were brand new bills packed in it. How much was actually in there? A bundle of brand new million-yen bills is 1 centimeter, so there must have been at least enough to make up 8 digits. There were also 2 more attached cases by her side. However, neither Takano nor the old man were surprised at all. Takano closed the attached case and bowed.
Thank you very much, Kozumi-sensei. I'll never forget about this.
Money should be handled by younger people. I can't take it to heaven with me. I just hope this will be of assistance to you. Use it wisely.
Of course I will. I'll use this money only to make my grandfather's dream come true. Can you hear me? Am I dying? Am I a robot?
No, I hear you.
Okay.
I envy Takano-kun. What a wonderful grandchild he has. I'm sure he's bragging about you up there.
I haven't done anything yet. I'll have earned this praise when I complete my grandfather's work.
I'm so jealous. My boys are no good. They're only interested in making money. What really matters is how the money is spent. How you contribute to the country is what's most important. That's how you repay your debt to it, you know.
Oh, so you're saying that treating all those lovers so lavishly is also a way of repaying your country?
Of course. When they shop, the country makes money. Money goes around, you see. Well, I guess, yeah. However, those lovers would probably end up buying some foreign goods. Things probably don't work quite the way this old man thinks they do. Takano chuckled to herself. But the money I give those women and the money I give you are completely different.
I know that very well.
You've worked very hard. You've retained trust and support from so many people. This is the first time I've mentioned it, but Haruyama-kun and Mochizuki-kun both weren't sure about you because of your age at first. That's why I'm acknowledging your efforts. That's why I'm giving you this money.
I understand.
Also, for me to give you this money means that I recognize you as the official successor of Takano-kun's research.
Thank you very much. Thank you for believing in me. I truly appreciate it.
No, don't mention it. The research is Takano-kun's, and yours too. He wouldn't want anyone else to take over. So, thanks to all your efforts, I didn't have to spend too much time convincing the other old folks.
Completing my grandfather's research is the least I can do for him. I won't begrudge any efforts towards that aim.
Takano smiled as she remembered everything she had to go through to get to this point. It went without saying, but the old men around Takano saw her as someone from their grandchildren's generation, or maybe even younger. Just how much trouble did Takano have to endure in order to gain the trust of those with such a large generation gap? It was hard to describe to those who couldn't even imagine her trouble. But Takano earned it. She gathered allies, drove away enemies, garnered support, and forced them to recognize her. She spent a long time establishing trust and rising to a status that the old men would welcome. Which was all the more reason this meeting was a reward for her many days of hardship. Now that she officially had a powerful influence backing her, she could spread her wings and see the completion of her grandfather's unfinished research. Oh, Dodo wants to spin the wheel. Hold on 1 second, Dodo. Oh, was there a fucking bot?
Well, no, there wasn't. I was just felt like doing it.
Well, if they're blocked, then... Oh, then they can't fucking post it.
I just added it as a block term, so they can't even post.
But we'll see them that they posted it so we can ban them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Turn off game capture, window capture.
Wheel. It's
There
time
we
to
go.
spin the wheel.
Spin to win. What do we got?
Spin the wheel.
Alright, Dodo. Congratulations! Congratulations, Dodo. You get to pick a Steam code.
I'll put it up.
Okay, thank you. Steam code list. Oh,
I actually remember your commands.
way to go, Index.
I'm on top of things, man.
Pro Mod Index. Fuck yeah. Yeah, thanks, Dodo. Congrats on the winning the Steam code, buddy. I'm giving away quite a few today. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just DM me whichever one you want, man. Anyway. Well, now that you're officially continued Takano-kun's research, there's something I need to tell you, Mio-chan.
What is it? I'm listening.
The old man paused and pulled an expensive cigarette from the cigarette holder on the table. Takano lit it up for him. She didn't smoke herself, but knowing that the old man did, she kept the lighter in her pocket. The constant buildup of little gestures like that were how she gained the trust she held today. Takano-kun noticed the Hinamizawa syndrome in Manchuria, not Japan.
Yes. According to my grandfather's journal, around 1940, he learned that many soldiers sent from Hinamizawa to the...
Kwantung?
Is it Kwantung?
I think so.
Kwantung Army experienced terminal symptoms, which led him to surmise that an unknown infectious parasite dwelled in Hinamizawa.
Under the harsh conditions of war, people sometimes lost their mind. In those conditions, those who were sent to a far-off battlefield from Hinamizawa spent their days under duress, and occasionally they exhibited terminal symptoms, hallucinated, and caused twisted incidents.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, that all occurred in the extensive chaos of the battlefield. Every incident was handled separately, and no one suspected there was an underlying cause. At the time, Takano-kun was working as a military physician in the Kwantung Army. He was researching the prevention of different infectious diseases. And one day, he noticed that several incidents of deranged behavior were occurring among soldiers from the same hometown. He hypothesized that these symptoms were unique to those from Hinamizawa, and began his own personal research. He hired soldiers from Hinamizawa as workers in his research center and studied them more. Then he learned of the unique Hinamizawa faith in Oyashiro-sama, and he was convinced that he found an infectious parasite with unique properties. Some may wonder how he could be so certain that these symptoms were caused by unusual parasites. At the beginning of the 20th century, German doctors proved that some unknown disease were caused by bacteria and parasites. At the time, it wasn't too far of a jump to assume that unknown pathogens could be behind unknown diseases. For instance, in modern times, it's been revealed that beriberi is caused by vitamin B1 deficiency. Did I say that right? Beriberi?
I think so. Berry.
What the hell is beriberi?
I'm looking it up.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you know I got you. Berry. Berry is a deficiency of it's thiamine.
It's what?
Also commonly known thiamine. It's thiamine deficiency. More commonly known as vitamin B1. Your body needs thiamine to break down and digest food you eat and to keep metabolism going and help your muscles and nervous system do their job effectively. Beriberi can affect the cardiovascular system and central nervous system. Let me look up symptoms. Requires a medical diagnosis. Symptoms include loss of appetite, weakness, pain in the limbs, shortness of breath, and swelling of the feet or legs.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Hello, Melody. Welcome back.
Looks like you can get a rash as well from it.
Oh. So basically, your body can't fucking digest shit.
It probably would have been seen a lot during internment camps, actually, because most of the photos I'm finding are from.
Oh yeah.
Either that or they're from.
Okay, Dodo, I'll get it to you after the stream.
Let me look really quick.
And you're very welcome, friend. Melody, you missed a fair amount. We discovered Takano's upbringing and motivations for what she's doing. But at the start of the 20th century, many loudly proclaimed that it was the work of an unidentified pathogen.
Yes, my grandfather predicted that his research would be valuable to the army. So he asked for a budget, but they just laughed at him.
As a researcher, her grandfather was very talented and passionate, but when it came to gaining the aid of political powers, he simply struck out. Hinamizawa syndrome. No, the possible existence of a parasite that infected the human brain and controlled emotions. Even though he made the remarkable achievement of discovering a mystery no one had explained before him, he was unable to convince others of that achievement, spent his life alone, unable to garner support, and unable to achieve proper recognition for his achievement. Independent research has its limit. Talented people, funding, and backup. As a research project can be successful only if all those things are present. Takano had noticed her grandfather's mistakes, and that was why she did everything she could to obtain all of that. The military at the time was hoping for a low-cost, immediate-acting weapon. While Takano-kun's research was extremely intriguing, it didn't meet the military's expectations.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading about Beriberi right now. This just sounds horrible.
Well, we can do that after stream, yeah?
I'm sorry. No, I just finishing up like reading the synopsis of it, and I was just like, ooh, that sounds bad.
But I heard you were the only one who understood my grandfather's research, weren't you?
Happy lurking, Dodo. Thanks, man.
Bye-bye, Dodo. In his journal, he calls you his best friend.
We came from the same hometown. It was a miracle to run into someone from the same town on such a distant battlefield. Although we weren't close in age, we became very good friends. So we talked a lot. Many times he told me his research would be revolutionary and asked me to lay the groundwork to secure funding for full-scale research.
I read in his journal that you talked to many different people about his research. Unfortunately, its value was never recognized. But I'm sure your support meant a lot to him.
But I was never able to really do anything for him. That's why I want to help you, Mio-chan.
Thank you for the host. We got you front row seats.
Oh heck, who hosted me?
Huh?
Melody, thank you for the host. Appreciate it. Helping you was like atoning for my mistakes.
Thank you very much. He was lucky to have you as his best friend. If only there were more understanding people like you in the military's upper echelon. It's very regrettable to think that my grandfather's life might have been different.
The old man closed his eyes and paused for a moment. Shortly after that, he looked into the distance and spoke. Actually, that isn't true at all. The higher-ups were interested in Takano's discovery.
What? I've never heard that before. Then why didn't they support its research?
Something came up, and they couldn't let him look into the Higurashi syndrome. Only a few of the top brass and myself knew the reason. Now that all but myself have passed, I think I should tell you, Mion-chan, since you're carrying on his work.
What came up? What was it?
Takano had believed until this day that her grandfather's research was ridiculed by everyone, which was the reason why it had never gained any recognition. Her grandfather had asked the military for funding so he could uncover the secret of the Higurashi syndrome during the war. But just like the old man had said earlier, the military wanted an instant-acting weapon. That was why they weren't interested in his research. That's what she had believed. But as it turned out, the military had actually shown interest after all. Before I go on, I need to explain about the Kwantung Army in Manchuria at the time. While the Kwantung Army was stationed in Manchuria, opinions were divided on whether to advance our forces north or south. At the time, Japan had troops in Manchuria, but opinions were divided on advancing north to deter the Soviet Union, or advancing south to expand our territory and secure resources. With the Soviet Union and its predecessor, Russia, being a landlocked frozen nation, they had long yearned for an ice-free port that wouldn't freeze over in winter. They had made numerous attempts to expand their territory southward, too. Those expansionist policies were said to be a cause of the Russo-Japanese War.
Russo.
In the history books, it's said that Japan won the Russo-Japanese War, but it was actually a draw, ending in peace signed at the Treaty of Portsmouth. Both sides had simply set aside their spears after mutually exhausting their forces. It wasn't like Russia capitulated and offered a complete surrender. As a result, the perception of the Russian threat continued to smolder. Later, the Russian Empire was overthrown by a revolution, but Japan was unable to shake the threat that the new Soviet Union would advance south.
According to the history books, Japan went south.
I'm your favorite streamer, huh?
According to the history book, Japan went south. Did you hear me?
Well, thank you, Melody. I appreciate that. Sorry.
They signed the Soviet-Japanese Neutrality Pact and abandoned the northern advance. As a result, when the Great Patriotic War began, the Soviet Union was able to respond to the pressure of their German front by pouring in their eastern forces. Though the Germans had managed to lay siege to Moscow, the Soviets launched a massive counteroffensive that reversed the tides of the war. Also, the Germans decided to, like, take over Moscow in winter, which is just never a good idea.
You're my favorite streamer that's live. Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, okay.
Even with the Soviet-Japanese neutrality pact, the Soviets couldn't tell if Japan would attack them at some point. Because of that threat, the Soviets had to leave some forces in the Far East, and they weren't able to devote enough troops to the German front. For starters, the Soviets had forged the Germany-Soviet non-aggression pact too. Yet Germany broke the treaty and attacked the Soviet Union. To make matters worse, Japan and Germany had forged a military alliance. With all those factors in play, the Soviets naturally couldn't trust Japan to uphold their neutrality pact. Ironically, the Soviet Union was the one who broke the pact, but I won't go into that now. Exactly. Hitler signed the tripartite pact because he expected Japan to keep the Soviets' other front in check. But ultimately, Japan abandoned the North. With the superior German offensive, many supported the idea of waiting and watching it play out. They believed that even if we did advance north, it would be after Germany conquered Moscow. However, that plan was exposed to Sorge, and the Soviets transferred their heavy tanks from their far eastern border to the German front. That secured Germany's defeat at Moscow, and the Germans began seeing a string of defeats, starting with the Battle of Kursk.
It was a turning point in history, huh?
During the Cold War, the Soviet Union was recognized as a global power, but at least in 1940, the Kwantung Army didn't think it was a particular threat. Japan had earned a victory with the Russo-Japanese War, and they took the new Soviet Union government lightly, assuming it wouldn't be stable after overthrowing the Russian Empire. That underestimation was correct after the Nemonhan incident in 1941. After several fierce short-term battles with the Soviet Union's advanced mechanized corps that led to great losses, the Kwantung Army realized that they shouldn't fight the Soviets, and that inclined Japan toward the Soviet-Japanese Neutrality Pact. But at the very least, up until the Nemonhan incident, the Kwantung Army was strongly conscious of the Soviets and divided on advancing north or south. Thanks to that, there were also voices advising caution, suggesting we avoid all-out war with China in order to shore up our forces against the Soviets.
But the Sino-Japanese War broke out after the Marco Polo Bridge incident, right?
July 1937. The Japanese and Chinese armies were staring at each other across the Lugo Bridge in Beijing. Lugo? I think that's how you say it. It was the middle of the night on July 7th. The Chinese army fired on the Japanese army in training and then engaged in combat. This triggered the long Sino-Japanese War. Yes, according to historical records, that incident triggered the Sino-Japanese War, but with opinions divided over advancing north or south, the army was equally divided over a full-scale confrontation with China. No, in fact, we even received orders from General Staff Headquarters to resolve the matter quietly before the incident grew much bigger. So those supporting the northern advance wanted to settle the Battle of Lugo Bridge quietly, insisting that conflict with China was pointless in light of their anti-Soviet strategy. However, those on the mainland supporting the southern advance used this incident as cause to dispatch more troops to China. Well, they enacted hard policies against China, and thus the Marco Polo Bridge incident became the trigger for Japan and China to enter all-out war. After that, and their bitter struggles in Nemonhan incident, Japan greatly revised their Soviet strategy. They signed the Soviet-Japanese Neutrality Pact and secured the route for their southern advance. The Sino-Japanese War got worse and worse. If the Marco Polo Bridge incident didn't happen, it's possible that history would have gone very differently. Maybe we would have ended up in a war with them anyway. However, if the South faction didn't get that chance, the military authorities would have kept restraining the Soviet Union, and the Soviets would have had to divide their forces between East and West. And maybe Germany could have invaded Moscow. Then Japan could have gone to Siberia. The map could have been very different today. Germany wouldn't necessarily have won the war if it had succeeded in taking Moscow. England was keeping its strength on the other side of the Dover Strait, after all, as the United States was poised to enter the conflict. Besides, Napoleon once occupied Moscow, but in the end, he couldn't beat their winter and had to withdraw.
Mm-hmm. The Battle of 1812. It is one of the ifs, huh? The Axis might have won the war.
Yes, it's possible that the gunshot from the Marco Polo Bridge incident changed the tide of history.
Both sides had different opinions of who fired the shot, right?
According to the Japanese side, a Chinese soldier fired a shot at a Japanese soldier who got too close to the Chinese camp. However, the Chinese side claimed the shot was a conspiracy invented by the Japanese military.
But the shot was fired. Even though nobody knew who actually pulled the trigger, it sparked the Sino-Japanese War.
Yes, that's what the history books say.
But, Koizumi-sensei, what does that have to do with my grandfather?
In the Marco Polo Bridge incident, a shot was fired at a unit that was training in the middle of the night. Everyone was summoned for a roll call. They were missing one soldier. This soldier came back later, and it was said that he was sent as a messenger and got too close to the Chinese camp. By the way, did you know that soldier was from Hinamizawa?
Really?
When Takano-kun was talking about Hinamizawa syndrome, he said that soldiers from Hinamizawa could suddenly fall into a deranged state. And we realized that the soldier from the Marco Polo Bridge incident was in fact from Hinamizawa.
And then what about the first shot fired?
I don't know the truth, but I think it's possible that a soldier within the terminal stage of Hinamizawa syndrome fired the shot. That soldier was killed in the incident. Since there was no record of it, nobody knows exactly how he died. The Japanese side claimed that the Chinese army had fired at them and negotiated with that in mind. Just a scant few days after the incident, Japan demanded an apology from the Chinese, and as a show of force dispatched 3 divisions of reinforcements. The Chinese side was, of course, opposed to that. The situation escalated at once. And research into Hinamizawa syndrome continued. The higher-ups thought it would negatively influence the Japanese army's claims. So, in order to avoid the risk of traversing the political gray zone, they rejected Takano-kun's research.
So, because of that, they refused to even consider my grandfather's research long after the war ended, too.
Yes, that's exactly it. The war is over now, but there are still some conflicts there regarding historical recognition. Even if Takano-kun didn't mean for it to happen, if his research into Hinamizawa syndrome became public, it might cause a resurgence of quarrels over the long-ended war. Certain authorities were afraid of that, so they made sure his research was ignored even after the war. I was long warned not to aid him in any way myself. Takano tried to remain calm, but she couldn't stop herself from grimacing. She had just found out the real reason why her grandfather's research had been ignored. It was because of secret maneuvers by political masterminds. Yet those masterminds feared it so much. Ironically, that meant they acknowledged the importance of his research. Takano was saddened and frustrated to no end by her grandfather's lonely life. However, they are all dead now. I'm the only one who knows about this. If Takano-kun was still alive, I was going to apologize to him and give him my unconditional support. But he's no longer around. That's why I'm apologizing to you and offering to give you my full support instead.
Are you sure? Wouldn't researching into Hinamizawa syndrome dredge up those same subjects again?
It's different now. Besides, research into Hinamizawa syndrome may produce more than a mere local disease. Depending on your research, post-war Japan may gain a trump card that makes it a world power at once more.
So the tides and times have changed then.
That's right. Unfortunately, Takano-kun didn't live long enough to see that tide change. But he has you to continue his research. So, as long as I'm alive, I'll give you my full support. I promised to help Takano-kun, but because of various things, I couldn't do anything. So I want to make up for that as long as I'm alive. I think that's the least I can do for the man who called me his best friend.
Koizumi-sensei, thank you so much.
Oh, don't mention it. I'm glad I was able to tell you everything before I died. Anyway, until I'm gone, I'll make sure you get everything you need, okay? So if anything comes up, be sure to let me know. I'll do anything for you. Takano couldn't even imagine what kind of bond this old man and her grandfather had between them. But thanks to that bond, Takano was able to gain a powerful supporter. Tears welled up in Takano's eyes as she gave him an emotional look. But in her mind, she was practically dancing at the promise of the old man's full support. The old man and Takano both bowed at the same time to show each other their appreciation. But once that was done, the old man became a little more serious. After that, far too lengthy preamble, he finally said what he really wanted to tell her. Having a good time there, kitten? So there you have it. This is what I wanted to say. The Hinamizawa syndrome has the potential power to make history. It may even twist the fate of our country. So keep that in mind and be careful with your research. After the proprietor finished serving the food, she bowed and left. The room was very tastefully put together, reminding them of a tea ceremony room. While it was sparsely decorated, quite a bit of money had obviously gone into it. This was a very famous Japanese restaurant, where many high-up officials and other important people held secret meetings. Takano was there, accompanied by about five gentlemen. She was sitting slightly further away from the men. They were clearly in a much more important position than she was. One of the men, wearing an expensive double-breasted suit, told Takano not to be so nervous. Please relax, Takano-san. What we read is very interesting to us. I can't believe this research was just sitting there for dozens of years. It is surprising. I thought most of the research on BC weapons the Japanese military conducted during the war failed to bear fruit. And nothing was left after the US military confiscated even the fundamental research.
I heard this research was barely even glanced at by the top brass.
Okay, Melody, have a good sleep. Me just finished being a mod of one of my friends' stream, now I'm here. Oh, good to have you here, kitten. Thanks for coming by to help, man. Good night, Melody. I see. So that's why nobody knew about it and GHQ didn't investigate it. In that sense, at least, it was truly fortunate. Interesting that Dr. Takano's research would be succeeded by a different Takano-san. I suppose that's fate. It's like the deceased is using your body to complete his life's work.
Maybe that's true. I feel a mysterious connection to him too.
Takano adored Takano Ifumi and called him grandfather, but she hadn't revealed that relationship to others. She realized it wouldn't be beneficial for people to think she was involving personal feelings in her continuing Dr. Takano's research. So publicly, she once had exchanges with Takano Kifumi, and after his death, discovered his research documents with his remains and chose to carry it on. At least that's how the story went.
Well then, what do you think?
The defense agency was very interested. According to Nakagawa-kun, the defense agency's Technical Research and Development Institute showed great interest. They offered to sponsor the research too. Oh, that's wonderful. Congratulations to Kano-san.
Thank you very much.
Here's what they said. There's a research council for next generation deterrence being led by experts from several different ministries. One of those is called the Alphabet Project. Have you heard of it, Takano-san? There was no way she would know about something like that. But it was very possible for these nationalists to research something dangerous without citizens knowing about it. Society forms something like a web made of connections between people. People hold hands with other people who share the same ideas and end up knitting a net. Of course, some nets are well known, but there are some secret ones too. So there was no way of guessing just how the men at this meeting were connected. A society involving research into deterrent weapons for the next generation. The Alphabet Project. With those words, it was possible to imagine what that might entail. Deterrent weapons. That usually refers to nuclear technology. Weapons are normally used to destroy enemies. However, the general idea of deterrent weapons is very different. The assumption is that they won't actually be used against anyone. Nuclear weapons are largely used as a threat to prevent enemy invasion. Both the US and Soviets possess large stockpiles of nuclear arms, keeping each other in check. But they will never actually use them. We hope they don't, fuck. Because if they did, there'd be a nuclear war and both countries would be destroyed. So they're like
That's
a
why.
legendary weapon you never draw.
Have you ever heard Sting's?
What?
Sting has a song that's actually about the Cold War that explains why.
Who has a song?
Why Sting, the
Sting?
artist, Sting has a song about the Cold War that kind of explains this better. I'll send it to you.
Who's
But
Sting?
legitimately the reason why people why it was a Cold War is because it is mutual destruction. Like, we will destroy each other.
Right.
It's because
I mean, we just end the fucking world.
yeah,
We'd all blow each other up.
we would destroy ourselves.
Yes.
Like,
It would be fucking apocalypse.
I think, what is it? The person who invented the nuclear bomb, when we dropped it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, said, what have I done? There's like a lot of stuff like that, like...
Yeah. It's a disaster.
It is.
Of course, that last resort only works because both sides have nuclear weapons. If one side lacks them, then they lose all military negotiation power. In other words, nations without nukes are powerless before nuclear-armed states.
True.
That can't be true. Japan abandoned nukes and it still functions as a nation today. Or so some people may be thinking, but they're wrong. Japan abandoned nukes, but lies under the nuclear umbrella by allying itself with America. That means the nation functioned thanks to America's nukes. However, that also means that we must resign ourselves to forever being a vassal of America. In order for Japan to escape that and become a powerful nation equal to America, it must possess its own deterrence arms and step out of that nuclear umbrella. That society must have been put together by experts who believe in that ideal. Given that, even the name Alphabet Project makes sense. Nuclear weapons are weapons of mass destruction. However, weapons of mass destruction aren't always nuclear. They also include biological weapons and chemical weapons. Atomic, biological, chemical, the initials of these three words making up ABC. That's why weapons of mass destruction are sometimes called ABC weapons. Huh. I never knew that. I won't go into weapons of mass destruction that don't belong to those 3 categories. ABC, alphabet. In other words, Alphabet Project must be code for research into weapons of mass destruction. As it happened, this guess of Takano's was correct. By rights, Japan should possess nuclear arms. We established ourselves as a peace-loving nation after the war, and after our vast international contributions, we've been recognized as a permanent member of the UN. Yet until we possess nuclear arms, we won't be recognized as a proper nation. This is the long-held desire of post-war Japan. Exactly. However, realistically, thanks to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, the major nations hold a monopoly on nukes. Worse, our domestic public opinion is growing allergic to nukes, so foreign and domestic pressures make implementing them impossible. Well, if your citizens don't fucking want it, why do you want it? They just don't give a fuck about the people, I guess, huh?
Well, I mean...
They're like, you're just a bunch of stupid fuckers that don't know what you want. We tell you what you want. Right?
I think for nations, it is that arms race mentality.
Yeah. But the
It's
people,
like...
is Japan democratic or no?
I believe they are democratic, yes.
Well, if the people don't want it, I mean, you got these government fuckers telling them what they should want.
I mean, there's plenty of things that we hear in America actually we're a republic, we're not actually democratic.
More or less, yeah.
Even like England, think about England, which is democratic as well, like being in Brexit.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, politicians just out for themselves.
Yeah.
I'll be serious on this note. Politicians just out for themselves. Biological and chemical weapons are sometimes known as a poor man's nuke. Small countries that can't own nuclear weapons have already started researching into that kind of weaponry.
Takano-san, please don't misunderstand us, okay? The purpose of our research isn't to obtain a biological weapon. Instead, our goal is to prevent such weapons from coming into Japan from other countries. So this is research into self-defense. I want you to understand that.
Yes. I'm aware of that.
Takano hated his Japanese tendency to make excuses, but she didn't let it show on her face. No matter what they said, they already saw the value in using this research toward biological weaponry. However, in truth, that was just an excuse as well. If they actually wanted to research biological weapons, then it would be much faster to research diseases like smallpox and anthrax instead of an unidentified disease like Hinamizawa syndrome. So it wasn't actually correct to say the defense agency was interested in it as a biological weapon. In other words, Takano needed a powerful sponsor that could back her up with funding, personnel, and a facility to conduct her research. So she used her connections and turned to the old men behind the government and economy. Reaching out to each of them and getting them to forcibly pull funding out of the defense agency under the excuse of its application toward biological weaponry. That was the truth. Therefore, her project wasn't officially recognized by the defense agency. To be exact, the people who secretly controlled the defense agency were the ones who knew about it. These masterminds diverted funding from the defense agency to the Alphabet Project. And then they pushed for Takano's research to be a part of it. Takano gets her funding and her influencers to drain public funds through kickbacks. Considering that, it was doubtful this project was genuinely about researching the next generation of deterrence arms. It was probably just an excuse for the masterminds to funnel money into their own pockets.
Isn't that what it's all about? Oh! Good night, Elise!
Good night, Elise. Well, these complicated matters didn't matter to Takano. Whatever those old men and influencers were planning wasn't her business. As long as she could get the funding for her research, that was enough. Either way, Takano had found her sponsor. It was one of the biggest organizations around, too. This had always been her grandfather's dream. Nakano was trying to stay calm, but she was about to jump up and down in excitement.
She's just excited she's gonna be God soon.
Yeah, pretty much. Nakagawa-kun says that once her research gets underway, he doesn't mind buying it out. Although it's still incomplete, he definitely sees potential in it.
You're absolutely right.
What? This research is only halfway complete. Sufficient funding, facilities, and personnel will be indispensable.
About that, here's where the negotiations start, but apparently they wish to take on his research in its entirety. I feel bad saying this, but they think the burden is too much for you to bear alone. Hearing that put quite the damper on Takano's ecstasy.
I'm not trying to make money off this. I'm working as a researcher purely out of intellectual curiosity. She lied.
Yeah.
What I need is a sponsor. What they seek are results. What is the relationship I had hoped? That was the relationship I had hoped to establish.
Takano realized she was talking rather breathlessly, so she tried to calm herself down. Either way, they'd be backing the research. Considering they're hoping for results that merit the budget, they probably feel that Takano is still too young to handle it. I know. You've been working on this for a long time and you don't want anyone to just grab it from you, right? I totally understand that. Of course, we've already informed them. So here's the compromise we came up with. First, we'll start your research as an offshoot to the Alphabet Project. Once you have the Board of Directors' approval, you'll be giving official funding. We'll have you participate in the project as an associate researcher, and you'll take part in the research that way. If she wanted their funding, she'd have to fall under their authority, of course. So far, she had no objections. However, the Research Society has listed a few conditions in exchange for funding this project. First, as we just mentioned, is to entrust the position of lead researcher to an individual that's skilled and talented in this field of research.
I hate to interject, but who would be more knowledgeable about this than me? Other than the late Dr. Takano, of course.
No. Please calm down, Takano-san. I understand how you feel.
Still, how is this any different than selling my research to this individual? This isn't what we discussed at all.
Calm down, Takano-san. Those cunning old men didn't miss sight of the faint leak of anger that crossed Takano's expression. They gave evasive laughs, as if remarking how immature she was, as if she let her emotions show over such a little thing. However, they weren't laughing to look down on Takano. On the contrary, they were trying to tell her to wait till the end. Of course, we'll make sure you get your way. Koizumi-sensei told me to take good care of you. Do you think I would just ignore you after he told me that? Don't worry. Please let me work things out. I'll make sure you'll be happy.
What do you mean?
You see, I get to select the person in charge. Everyone chortled except Takano. After a moment, she joined in. In other words, he meant that he would find just the right person. Oh, fuck.
Someone
EA.
that could manipulate
Fucking
EA.
The defense agency had suggested finding an expert to lead the project because they didn't feel comfortable with just Takano. However, Takano's sponsor was the one who tasked to find such a person. In that moment, Takano realized it. How wonderful it is to have such a powerful backer. Let me work it out. I'll find some candidates for you. All you have to do is pick the one you think would be the most suitable. Takano felt better after hearing that. While she wouldn't be the official head of the project, she would end up leading it from the shadows. Of course, she wasn't an expert per se. Having a partner would actually be beneficial. Give me some time to talk to the other end. I'll make sure you'll be happy with the outcome. Please just be patient for a while.
I understand. And thank you for everything.
Oh, by the way, it's not just the defense agency. Nagara-kun from the Ministry of Health and Welfare is willing to help you too. He introduced me to Ito-kun from the National Institute of Infectious Diseases. He's willing to help you with equipment and other technology.
Really? Thank you so much.
Wahaha! This is a national project, isn't it? Congratulations, Takano-san. This is all because of your effort and the deceased Dr. Takano's hard work.
Oh no! This is all because of Dr. Takano. I haven't done anything yet.
Being humble is a good virtue. Just like Koizumi-sensei told me, you truly are a nice person, aren't you? No wonder he adores you. Anyway,
Guns down small children. Nice
oh
person.
god. Oh my god. Great person. Anyway,
Kill small
they
kids.
want you to join the defense agency. Luckily, you have a doctor's license, right? We'll secure your position as a medical officer of the TRDI.
Do you mean I'll be a public servant? I wasn't expecting that.
All the organizations that are involved with the Alphabet Project are public institutions. The SDF is actually interested in this research as well, and they're making strong requests to dispatch some of their personnel too. So depending on the circumstances, you may be treated as an SDF member. Well, just think of those matters as officials squabbling over jurisdiction. So to stand above those officials, you'll need your own official position. No matter what, we'll make sure you'll be happy, so please don't worry about anything.
I understand. I'll let you work things out. But knowing Dr. Takano's research was once rejected by the old Japanese military, it's hard to believe that the Special Defense Force is interested in it now.
Well, that couldn't be stopped. With the war situation worsening, the Japanese military thought something with immediate effect, something that could turn the war around. I don't think they were looking down on Dr. Takano's research. That wasn't true, of course. Takano already heard that confession from the old man. She exhaled. To her, it was like the meeting in front of her was happening somewhere far away. She had longed for this day to come, and worked so hard to reach it. Finally, her grandfather and his research were attaining recognition. This was the day she had dreamed of. So she was just frightened just imagining that it might be an actual dream. True joy can't be felt all at once. Sometimes it's a delayed reaction. Takano thought that must be exactly what she was feeling. I imagine you'll probably be given a field officer's rank. Since you'll be second in command, you'll likely be a major. That's wonderful. Major Takano, huh? My, I'm a little jealous. As a man, I wish I had a rank like that. Boy oh boy, Major Takano, huh? Mm-hmm.
A major? What does that signify?
Well, it's reasonably high in the rank system of the self-defense forces. It's like a sub-manager at a company, I guess. That will be your rank once the project gets underway. It's equivalent to a lieutenant commander in the old Japanese military. What a coincidence! Dr. Takano was also a lieutenant commander in the old military. Takano remembered suddenly. They were right. Her grandfather had been a lieutenant commander in the Japanese military. Everything she had done until today was so she could continue her grandfather's research. Now everything had fallen into place. She had been granted the same rank as her grandfather. She'd always believed that succeeding his research would be proof that they had a bond tighter than blood. And now she would be even the same rank as him. This is fate, Takano thought. Maybe this is even a message from Grandpa? Yes, it must have been a shout of encouragement from heaven. It was proof that she inherited not only his research, but his will as well. Takano couldn't help but feel a sense of destiny for attaining the rank of major.
Grandpa, I'm finally here.
Nobody else could hear her say that, but her grandfather in heaven could. That's what Takano believed. She had only come so far. There were still a lot of things to do for this research to be recognized as a great work. Otherwise, her grandfather won't become a god. She wouldn't become one either. You must become a god. That was in her grandfather's will. I was unable to do so. That line preceded it. It was her grandfather's dying wish. Her grandfather entrusted it to her. All of his research. A god can't be physically brought back to life. A god is made in the hearts of the people who remain alive. Her grandfather will live on in her heart. His exploits will be known to many, and the scholars will need, and all these scholars will fight to read his documents, to steal them from each other. And they will learn about Hifumi Takano, who began his research during the war. They will know that nobody understood him and that he ended up devoting his lonely life to his research. And finally, they'll extol his grand achievement.
Can I say something about the last little bit of frame that I noticed?
What's
Not
up?
before the moon when they were still in the conference room.
What's up?
The telephone had its own little pillow.
What the fuck?
It was sitting down. It was sitting down.
What the fuck?
It was sitting. It was adorable.
Didn't get any
Says
tips to it.
it's what I thought the whole time. Okay.
A phone with a pillow is what you thought.
It was just the phone was sitting on a pillow, and it made me happy because he just had his own little seat.
Okay, I think we're gonna end it here actually.
Yeah, I
Two
realized
chapters.
a little bit ago that we're almost at 3.5 hours, and
Yeah. That seemed like a good stopping point.
did you also think that it was not that that much time did not go by?
No, I was looking at the clock. I was like, okay, let's find a good place to stop.
Okay, I was not, so I was like, oh,
That was a
wow.
lot of fucking exposition.
Expedition.
Yeah. So it kind of. I mean, it had to be told, but it was just like, let's just get the
It was
shit
just
out
a
the way.
lot.
A lot of shit to get out the way before we continue.
Mhm.
But yeah. Yeah, that'll do it for today, guys. Thank y'all for coming to hang out with us. Sorry for all the exposition, but sometimes it do be like that, you know?
It do be. It's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna say this now. It's probably gonna be a lot for this chapter
There's a lot of shit they gotta tie up in this last chapter.
because we still don't know like Takano's motive besides her being a god right now. So it's very much us looking at Takano's life.
Yeah. Oh, let's look. There's another Penguin VTuber I'd like to raid, actually.
Give us your fish.
Their name is Holly Penguin, and they're playing fucking Crab Game.
Crab game!
So, I can actually go see what the fuck that game looks like.
Okay. Have that one. Oops, I posted it twice on accident.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my best. Knife. Check. Then we'll do Nada as well. Oh, the only one I have is the heart, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, everybody, we're gonna raid Holly Penguin. They're playing a Crab Game. Let's go say hi
Crab game.
Let's go say hi to her.
Get it.
And yeah. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night.